Hey, everybody, it's Monday, November 18th, 2024. If you're listening live right now on Monday, you can pause this now and listen to this tomorrow, and I'll say the intro for tomorrow. Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 867, powered by N60. I am your host, Jan Ochoa, powered by carne asada burritos, Diet Cokes, and a little bit of hot sauce I still had in the fridge. Joining me, co-captain of the ship, is on vacation, so get the hell out of here. Grub, you better not be listening to this. Go spend time with your gosh darn family. And we had to split the co-captain hat into 4 equal pieces for these 4 lovely people. We got the warheads, man. Fun factor through the roof. Dan Reichert.
Hello, that's me. I was hoping to do a podcast about video games. It's been a while.
It's been a while, just like it's been a while since I have seen the bad boy of games media from GamesBeat, Mike Menotti.
I checked, and my piece of the co-captain hat is actually a little bit bigger than everyone else's.
Oh, wow.
Does it have some feet underneath it, too?
Yeah.
It's getting ready to walk away. Speaking about bad boys, he's bad to the bone, and he's revving up his engines. We've got Deshaun.
It's November 11th, Jan. What are you talking about? I declared that earlier this morning.
I was very confused and freaked out for a hot second. I thought I finally figured out time travel on accident.
Sometimes you look at the calendar wrong, right?
And speaking about time travel, we've got the youngest, the oldest, the hippest, the coolest person at Giant Bomb. We've got Nikki Grayson.
What's up? I have no idea where the Video Ninja tab is. It's closed in both of my browser windows, but somehow it's still working.
Yay!
That's right, because you're podcasting from either the future or the past. How's everyone doing on this fine Monday afternoon?
Good.
Pretty good.
Good.
It's fucking cold.
Is
so
it
chilly.
cold? It's cold, yeah.
All right, hang on, Nikki. What's cold?
Well, it's 61 degrees right now.
Go to hell. You can go to hell.
Holy shit.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
And when I woke up, it was 44.
Oh, no.
Okay, you know what? Actually,
So-
kind of cold.
That
was
not
cool.
I'll give you that.
Still
I'll give
getting
you that.
snow in that, but
It's pretty chilly for me over here too, y'all.
Yeah, what's it
Oh.
like?
56.
Go
Yeah,
fuck
it's
yourself.
breezy. It's chilly.
I will say it's almost that here today, which is kind of messed up. That
have to
we're
put a
almost
hoodie on.
tied in terms of temperature.
Do you think
Jan.
Yeah,
the
it's-
climate's changing?
no.
No.
That'd be
Oh.
ridiculous. That would
No.
never happen.
No.
I've been getting some texts from Jeff. He's been having fun. Disney World. He's at Animal Kingdom today. He's been enjoying all of the Avatar-themed offerings.
How wet
Having
is
a
he?
Good time. You got the kids each their own little Avatar Ikron. That's cute.
Is that
Yeah.
good? Do you
Yes.
want that?
What is that?
Oh, you want those? The little dragon things they fly at the end of the
Oh,
ride.
okay.
You kind
Oh.
of make your own and buy one.
Oh.
They're kind
Wait,
of
like the
little puppets.
lightsabers?
Kind of like the lightsabers. Yeah, not
Huh.
quite as much of a to-do as
Weird.
we do the lightsabers. It's like half a show. The ghost of Yoda talks to you at the end. It's a
That's
whole
true.
thing.
Is Animal
Because Yoda
Kingdom
does show up.
is Animal Kingdom part of like this complex that I saw?
You were on Disneyland only.
Oh, so is Animal Kingdom a whole separate place?
So at Walt Disney World, there are 4 theme parks.
Oh, so he's in Orlando.
He's in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, I've been to Typhoon Lagoon. That's a good one. That's a solid water park.
Typhoon Lagoon does rule. Did a whole episode about it on 90s Disney. If you
It's a good one.
Listen to that.
Jan, when
Jan,
was the
we
last
can't
time?
hear
Yeah, we can't. Yeah.
No.
No, we can't hear you.
All right, so
Here
he
we
can
go.
hear us, but we can't hear him.
Yeah.
Go
I thought we were doing a
XLR,
bit.
everybody.
I thought we were just doing a bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend like the show is rudderless without Jeff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, does Jan just not know how to host anymore, or what's going on here?
Y'all
Anyone?
fuck with water parks broadly?
Yes,
Yes, 100%. I love water parks.
but I don't do the slides very much, and I never did them much. These days, even less. But just lazy rivers and wave pools and just kind of
Yeah.
lounging about and tiki bars. I love all that crap.
I want the biggest crazy. Are we on the internet? Jan just disappeared. We might not.
Jan's
be
gone. We're
anymore.
still
Wait,
live.
Jan's
It's
back.
fine.
Because that's where I'm looking at you because I still don't have my Video Ninja window. So I'm looking at all of us but delayed.
I like the biggest, craziest water parks you can find. But then like the last one I went to, like a year after I went there, a kid got his head ripped off by my slide there. And it was like a senator's son or a congressman's son that got his head ripped off. And so they closed it and tore it down immediately.
It was a kid that mattered.
Yeah, it was 10-year-old that snuck on. He was under the weight limit or whatever, and there were two ladies, and then they came down the slide, and then a head rolled down the slide.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
That's
Fuck me up.
Yeah, they tore
Dan,
it right
get
down.
back here. This podcast is getting dark. I don't like it.
I'm just
Can't
stating
come
the facts.
back.
What
This
is it
happened.
about Giant Bomb killing kids today? This is a messed
God.
up day.
Look up Schlitterbahn in Kansas City. It's a bad scene.
Oh,
Casey
Jesus
Schlitterbahn.
The Lazy River was good. Before that, also had to get torn down because it was associated with decapitation.
There's a lazy river at Morongo Good Times, which is the casino that is like by Palm Springs. And I've only been there underage, so everything I did was hang out in the lazy river with my sister while my mom and grandma gambled in the casino on penny slots for like 4 hours. And then I just kind of hung out in the lazy river. It was pretty good.
It sounds better than
but I
penny
haven't been in a
slots.
lazy... Oh, penny slots? Should we get into penny slots?
It's good for free drinks.
All the old ladies in my family did, right? Like they all were super into that. I think a lot of them are dead now, but they would like take buses to the casino and then just put money in penny slots and then come back, and that seemed to make them happy.
I realize this is probably a stupid question, but are penny slots still 1 penny? Like just...
I think they still exist. I mean, you can still find the here's the nickel video poker stuff. And if you go to like Circus, you'll probably find a whole district of those.
Jan.
Jan. Right, Jan.
Oh my
There
god.
he is.
The video's all weird.
All
Penny
right.
slots are
My
great because
video's
it's
weird.
like...
I think you're decent. Maybe that's just
Yeah.
for us, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's decent.
Jake
Oh wow,
is-
it's all fucked up.
What
These ain't D-rest.
about now?
Pump your fist.
Oh
Hey,
no.
Dan,
well,
how would that help?
Say-
There's
hey.
no audio cue.
Choo.
You're fine now.
There
You're
we
fine.
go.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
We
Oh,
did it.
God.
That's it.
Can't hear
Remember
myself.
when we considered pre-recording this? The thing that would
Yeah.
save
That would
us
never
from all of
work.
these issues.
That would never work.
No. Hold on. My keep talking. My
Hey,
audio's all
do y'all
messed
remember this weekend that boxing was boring?
Yeah, I did. Where did y'all watch the fight?
At a watch bar in Minneapolis, and it was
Okay.
very loud. And everybody was very excited for the first round, and you could see every round the excitement level going down and people leaving. Yeah, it was a bummer.
I was watching Maximilian Dude get ready to fight Mike Tyson in Punch Out. That was a very good bit that he did. And he
that's
said, I'm
good.
going to wait until the fight is over so that way as many people as possible will get in here. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll pull up the fight just because everyone else is waiting on it. And so I caught the last 2 rounds, and it was
Where
the
they were
most
standing around.
boring thing I've ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. Was it better in the first couple rounds where they had energy, or
it was just when there was the possibility that like, oh, Tyson might just pull out some crazy ass uppercut and kill this guy, and then it became very clear that like this is not going to happen. So excitement maybe lasted 45 seconds, I would say.
okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
And also,
Yeah.
I watched it at Dave and Buster's, which I think is like the ideal place to go watch that.
Yeah.
Right.
And by
Yeah.
the end of it, people were booing the televisions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
sign. Good sign.
I was
huh?
playing Kingdom Hearts 2 instead.
Smart.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a way better way to spend the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Then
way
looking at
smarter.
Jake Paul.
Yeah. You could have said pretty much anything there. Mike was said, yeah, that was a better time.
Oh, my mic sounds super low, doesn't it?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
a little
Yeah.
low.
Yes.
It's good that Netflix hasn't signed any long-term live television programming deals because it seemed like they had some issues
Oh, did they?
with the live stream.
I heard that. At the bar I was at, it was fine, but I heard it was pretty widespread at home.
Yeah, it was rough at the Dave and Buster's.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was cutting in and out. It was like some of them because it was really I could tell that they weren't like all on the same Netflix account because they were off slightly. So it
okay.
seemed like there were like 15 TVs or whatever, but like half of them were on one Netflix account and half of them were on another one. So they were out of sync and buffering and artifacting, and the sound was weird.
Ugh.
So it just kind of seemed it was a miserable experience, top to bottom.
Or maybe their internet was just complete ass, and they didn't
also
think that far
possible.
ahead.
Also possible. And then I played
just-
Papa Shot for a while.
I just
Nice.
really like the sentence. It was rough at the Dave and Buster's.
I got my eardrum burst at a Dave and Buster's in Kansas City.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, go
I was on a first date, and we were playing Big Buck Hunter, and we were competing against
As
each
you do.
other. And believe it or not, I was doing a little bit of like, ha ha, I won type of stuff. And she hit me in the ear, open hand,
Oh,
slapped me in
man.
the ear, and burst my eardrum. First day.
Oh.
You had it
And then
coming.
did you go out again?
Yeah, he kind of had it going.
I don't think she was a fan of the playful competitive razzing. Yeah.
Playful, yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Incredible.
first date. Do you say first date?
It was the
for
first date.
Uh-huh.
Even for first date energy, Dan. You
I
pulled
mean, we're
that out.
talking 23-year-old Dan. That was a whole
Wow,
different. I'm a much
incredible.
more subdued man now.
All right.
I
now
wish I
that
could see
my
it.
audio's
There's Jan.
There's
kind
Dan.
of working, I'm gonna.
Nope, not anymore.
No.
it's not.
It's not?
No, it is not. Nope.
No, it
you
sounds
sound, You
weird.
sound like you're
It
talking
sounds
through a
like you
computer's
have
asshole.
a cold. Yeah.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Jan.
Jan. Oh,
This is
no.
a great show.
Good one.
Someone said he sounds like RFK.
God,
What?
I sound like a robot in my own head.
Yeah, you do to our
Yeah.
heads too.
Oh no, that's a problem.
Oh God.
Oh.
Y'all ever had a Long Island iced tea? I had my
yeah.
first one at the Dave and Buster's.
That is the
because I felt
first-
like that was appropriate.
There are a
That's the
lot.
first drink I had on my 21st birthday. Was a Long
That's
Island iced tea.
nuts. You really
Because-
leaned in.
I worked just a terrible job, Nikki, and I was like, yep, I'm legally getting messed up after this, and I sure did. It was great.
Yeah, Fatso's at KU, this bar they would have on Wednesdays, $1.50 Long Island iced teas. And
No
those were
way.
bad nights.
That should
That's
be illegal.
dangerous.
Yeah, that was
No.
not good. Yeah.
That's such a good deal. What
Well,
the
it
hell?
was the mid 70s, so yeah.
Jan says we're canceling the episode so he can restart his computer, and we'll be back right after these commercial messages.
Yeah.
There's nothing more horrifying than hearing about children losing their heads as I'm yelling in my own room about me sounding like a robot, and then the robot sound carrying over to y'all. Mondays.
how
That's
we
why we
start the
don't do the
week.
podcast on Mondays. Yeah, it's a good start of the week. Good
Yeah.
start of
This
the
is why
week.
Garfield hates it. I get it now.
I don't really get the Monday hate. Well, I guess when I was in school, I did.
What the hell are you
It's the
talking
same
about,
thing.
Dan?
What
I
Monday's
just
same
fine.
thing.
I think as a kid too, Raw was Monday, so that was
so
exciting
most
for me.
people have real jobs, and
Oh.
they got to go back to those on Monday.
Oh, I wouldn't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mystery
okay.
solved.
Okay.
Everyone, we're gonna do things differently since it's Monday. We're gonna start with the news. I was so scared to press that button.
Yeah.
My butt was clenched.
You pulled us into a phantom zone where we could look at your live face and yell at you, but you couldn't hear us. It was
You
weird.
couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah. That's my worst nightmare. Actually, knowing that people are watching me and not knowing that people are watching me.
Yeah, you're live. You can't communicate it with anyone, and everyone's yelling at you. That's a nightmare.
Folks, first news story today. I'm going to try and pull up the headlines as I'm talking. But the Game Awards had announced that DLC expansions, etc., may be nominated this year during the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley put this in a statement saying the Game Awards aims to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format of that content's release. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLCs, remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories if the jury deems new creative and technical work to be worthy of nomination. Factors such as the newness of the content and its price/value should be taken into consideration. So here's my podium. I'm going to say that we should just nominate No Man's Sky for every single category, including Best Mobile and Best Esports Person.
Oh, this is the year we can make Vampire Survivors Game of the Year.
Finally.
I guess so.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Gosh,
It deserved more.
They did put out
Ben-
a DLC.
I think a couple. Contra and Castlevania. Two Konami
true.
properties that Konami hasn't done shit with in a while.
Wouldn't it have just been easier to make a category called Best DLC?
It's tough though, because then it's like, are you putting Shadow of the Erd Tree against like a downloadable fighter? You know, it's like it's kind of tough. You know,
you sure are, Dan.
Yeah,
you gotta get good if you want to compete with Elden Ring, like every other game did.
The
what, 2 years ago?
The T1000 versus Erd Tree.
Even within fighting games though, like Mortal Kombat 1 had like a straight up expansion also. Like there were enough expansions / size things to do that this year between Erd Tree, Final Fantasy 14, and World of Warcraft. That expansion is Diablo 4 and expansion.
I really, really view the MMO expansions as their own thing, because especially Final Fantasy, because they just make a new game, and then 14 is just the content delivery service for that game. I think it's very different than just adding a new area to the single player game. Like I don't know, it's
you can
like I
see
said
how
what we
it
were
gets
talking
fuzzy,
about.
yeah.
It gets fuzzy, but like how we were talking about this morning, I think it's a vibes thing, you know. And the vibe of Shadow of the Erd Tree, regardless of quality, is a DLC. It is an add-on for the game. Dawn Trail, on the other hand, for Final Fantasy 14, people like, even let's say even Dan, if you've heard people talk about Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, if you've heard the
Mike
term,
is the only person I know that's ever talked about this game. I don't think it's been live for 6 years.
Hang on. But when someone says that to you, you do not kind of think of it as like its own thing, rather than like specifically.
If someone says Final Fantasy anything to me, my brain shuts off for the most part.
Yeah, this was a good example. Why'd I go, Dan?
Yeah, you're not getting much here. Sorry.
Yeah. I was hoping to go for the normie, but I'm like, nah, he like wraps around so hard.
It's an interesting bell curve.
You bring up tactics, and I'm listening.
I think that, look, sure, DLC expansions that can be eligible, whatever, anything can be eligible. I don't know if that necessarily means that we should let it win. I think it's a little bit of
that's the point. That's the point I think a lot of us are trying to make, though. That's why it just shouldn't be eligible, because we're gonna have Elden Ring win another Game Awards. No, probably not. So then why even nominate it?
Yeah. I mean, Elden Ring got its flowers already. It got more than enough of them. And I like Shadow of the Erd Tree a lot. We need to find some way to recognize it. I think that's fine. But in the Game of the Year slot specifically, it seems like a little much.
It just feels like a bad fit. There's so many other categories you could either already have and then slot it into, or just make a new category.
Can I just bring up that Sean called me a normie, so that by default makes Mike the weird one?
Oh yeah, you got us there.
Well, I
mean, if you weren't part of the normie,
I stand with what Kayla said. Mike is weirder. You are dumber.
Sean has always agreed with it. Okay. Don't worry.
Mike's the only one that protested. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Speaking about the TGAs, the Game Awards had announced the nominees for this year's slate of awards. I'm going to start from the very bottom that IGN has announced this list. So we're going to save the Game of the Year and the big awards for the very end here. Gents, friends, best esports team, Billy Gaming, Gen G, Navi, T1, and Team Liquid. Who do we think's taking?
I think Team Liquid's going to take it.
Here.
Team Liquid's got to take it this year. They had a great year. Call of Duty 3 and Halo 6 and Mario Party. Their teams really showed out and showed hard this year.
Whatever.
Okay.
They have 3 esports categories. They have best esports team, best esports player, and is it still best esports coach, or is it game now?
I don't see coach.
I think it's esports game.
They switched it to game. Yeah.
It feels like this is all left over from like that same era when the Overwatch League was launching. We all thought like esports were like gonna really take over.
Here's my scheme. I don't think any of these esports teams necessarily have to win things. So what if we just make ourselves an esports team, and even if we don't win anything, the vibes are so immaculate that we will win people's hearts.
We need the jackets in the intro video.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. That's what we're for sure doing this year.
We have to do that. Yeah.
We're doing that this year.
Yes.
I'm going to make a calendar invite after this.
Yes.
For best esports game, we have Dota 2, Counter-Strike 2, League of Legends, Valorant, and Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
So I said that Mobile Legends Bang Bang was fake, and then John Drake said, actually, there's Star Wars stuff in there. So it is real enough for Disney to acknowledge.
How many meetings do you think John Drake has been in where on the Google Calendar thing it says Mobile Legends Bang Bang in the descriptor?
At least one, apparently.
Probably a lot.
As far as we can tell, it's just a MOBA on your phone.
I played 30 seconds of it, I played it for as long as Dan played Metaphor, and I realized that it's not for me. So I uninstalled it.
That's a valid way to approach a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you do that?
Well, I did 12 minutes. That's a lot longer than 30 seconds.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fair,
Yep.
fair.
Well, Dan, if the game was called Metaphor Bang Bang, would you like it more?
I mean, it would give like a plus 20% chance to me. Like, oh, I'll give it more of a shot.
Okay. Cool.
Just because
cool,
I get
cool.
to say it more then.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know how like Persona games will re-release a year or two later with like an R? What if it's going to be Metaphor Refantasio Bang Bang? Then will you check it
That's
out?
when I do the Death Stranding flip on it, and suddenly I love it.
Hell yeah, folks.
Yeah.
We're
Got
all
it.
playing the long game here.
I kind of had that this weekend. People showed, I was, scoffing like, ooh, the bad guys are the humans. Whoa, crazy deep. But no, then somebody showed me what the humans actually look like during the Fire Escape Game of the Year thing. And I was like, whoa, that's fucked up and cool. So it's starting.
It's
Yeah.
happening.
Hey Dan, has anyone bothered to give you the context for that line that you hate so much?
You did before.
No,
right?
no,
But I'm doing
no.
the thing where I'm intentionally not.
We don't have to do
Yeah.
this again.
Okay,
Content
just
Creator of the
just
Year.
wondering.
We have Casio.
Sure.
E-
It doesn't,
Elo
hey, Jan,
Juan?
it doesn't matter.
I
Doesn't fucking matter.
I just want to go through the rest of the list.
Here.
Yeah.
Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, and Usada Pecora.
All the
Whatever.
stars.
Beardy man.
It's weird
Cloud
that
racing.
the only person on this list I know is the VTuber.
Which one is that?
The last
Yes.
one, Pecora.
Oh.
Okay.
And I don't even know what she does. I've seen that name.
If we pooled all of our experience and talents and everything together for years if needed, do you think we could make Mike Minotti the content creator of the year?
Oh my god!
Like if he had a whole team behind him, like a campaign team for an election.
Yeah,
like
forget-
like looking up data, analyzing the best ways to do it, the stuff he's got to play. Like we totally get behind him. Could we make
Well,
that happen?
He could
This-
make the
the
$1 million
marginalized-
Minotti.
Yeah.
$1 million Minotti. The marginalized groups he has to disenfranchise.
Well-
I think if we do it, I think it's possible.
I don't know if you all know this, but these are all voted on by games media people. So a $1 million campaign could literally just be a $1 million campaign, you know?
I also voted for the Game Awards, and can you guess what sections I left blank?
So maybe it doesn't take that much. Maybe we just convince our friends in the industry.
Yeah,
like,
does this
yeah.
happen? Does this happen because people don't know who any content creators are? So
Correct.
it's
Yeah.
actually a situation where it's like 6 people voted for whoever the fuck typical gamer is.
Yes.
Yeah, so we just need to
Okay.
do a rallying thing. We know
All
people.
right.
Get everyone
Like-
behind Mike Minotti.
like, hey, Kit and Krista, what do y'all think about nominating Mike
Yeah.
Minotti?
Yeah. And then slip them a
Shouldn't Kid
20.
and Krista be
Yeah,
nominated?
where's Kid and Krista? Speaking of.
Hey, Kit and Krista, do you want to nominate someone who isn't you?
Like, shouldn't they
For a
be
bit.
the ones on here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, where's Maximilian Dude? Did he?
Yeah,
already
where's
win?
Max? Where's Sajam? Where's like
Where's
anybody?
Northern, what's his face? The other bald man. The people
Northern
like.
Lion.
There we
Where's
go.
the
Other
Waz?
bald guy.
I don't know any
like-
of these either.
Yeah.
I think
Best
Muscles are a different
adaptation.
bald person.
We have
Is Angry
Arcanye.
Video Game Nerd on there? I know that
Nominate
one.
James Rolfe. Why not?
Arcanye, Fallout,
Kanye?
Knuckles. Knuckles. Like a Dragon Yakuza, and then Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara
They
Croft.
really fucked up by not doing Knuckles at the end so they could say and Knuckles.
And Knuckles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout was a very good TV show.
Fallout's gonna win.
Yeah, you don't. I feel like Arcane has picked up a lot of heat recently.
But people don't like this. People, and by people I mean 3 people, including Natalie Flores, says that Arcane season 2 is poorly paced.
Okay.
Well, then that's pretty damning to me.
Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Black Ops 6,
Yeah.
Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2.
Some good contenders here. I think
Yes.
Helldivers 2 might have this one. It's kind of the most interesting multiplayer game in a lot of ways, right?
Nah, it's
Kind
the
of
Black
fell
Ops
off a
years.
little bit. I could see Black Ops winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helldivers definitely fell off. Like if the Game Awards happened like a couple months after Helldivers 2 came out, it may have been nominated for Game of the Year. It was
Yes,
really
absolutely.
intense there
Right.
for a bit. But you're right, it fell off a bit. But still, this is the category where I think it has the best chance to do well.
I'm surprised Space Marine 2 got nominated and put here. It's
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I do miss myself a Space Marine Monday.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the token co-op game, you know. Like I guess outside of Helldivers, but
Dan, do you see any possibility of this Mario Party taking multiplayer game?
No, not against Call of Duty and Helldivers. No way.
Okay. Sean, likelihood of Tekken 8 maybe winning this?
no.
Okay, all right. Best sports/racing game. We have F1 24, EA Sports Football Club 25, NBA 2K 25, Topspin 2K 25, WWE 2K 24.
Actually shocked at this category because I don't understand how college football was not nominated.
Wasn't that the one that like a lot of that sold gangbusters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sold a lot. People liked it. Now, did it fall off? For sure. But it was better than F1 24. Like this year's F1 game was awful. They changed this year in F1 24, they changed the way that the tires interact with the ground. And all the cars slipped and slid for a really long time. The friction is just wrong on the ways that the cars interact with the floor.
Well,
So.
I'm willing to bet that a lot of people who voted for these games didn't play any of them.
Didn't play 'em.
So that's
I played
probably
the
how you get
wrestling
this
one.
list.
And maybe that's why
shocked.
the wrestling one came up on this one. Best sim/strategy game: Frostpunk 2, Age of Mythology Retold, Kunitsugami: Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord.
Oh,
Sure.
wish
That's a
we're
good
not
lineup.
getting low low.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Kunitsugami make this list.
Yeah.
I hadn't
Yeah.
seen the logo for Unicorn Overlord before this.
Hard.
And that logo goes so fucking hard. It's so cool.
Vanillaware,
really-
you know?
Yeah, I'd really like to see Unicorn Overlord win this. It's a possibility.
I think it's possible, yeah.
Best family game: Princess Peach Showtime, Astrobot, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire.
How did Plucky Squire get nominated?
Gotta go
This
somewhere.
This is tough though, right? Because usually this is the Nintendo category, but Astrobot has to win it.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
but then you look at the rest of the slate, and does that mean Nintendo's gonna walk away empty-handed this year?
It's a slow
Yeah.
year for Nintendo. I mean, this
Yeah.
this might be the first year in a long time, not to jump the gun, that Nintendo doesn't have a game nominated for Game of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Astrobot should get this.
I guess.
Yeah, I think Astrobot would get this. Princess Peach Showtime, not enough on the bone there. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Dan, you weren't as high on this one, and I consider you a good barometer for Mario parties.
It's still good.
A lot of people did. I think that one does have a chance. A lot of people did like it.
Echoes of Wisdom. I don't know if I see too many little gimmicks picking it up.
Yeah.
No.
Especially for this category, that one does almost feel like it just got in because it's the Nintendo category. I don't know what
Right.
about it is specifically so family-ish.
Like, it's cute. I'll give it that. And it is kind of fun to, like, you know, place the beds everywhere. I could see, like, Grub's kids having fun just placing random crap all over the place.
Sure.
So, maybe.
Moving on to Best Fighting Game: Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and Tekken 8.
Probably
This one's
Tekken 8.
boring. Yeah, because Tekken 8's going to win. Like, it's not even a contest.
What about
Wouldn't it be amazing though
Multiverses?
if the Marvel vs. Capcom collection won? I would love that so much.
Well, if history is any indication, the thing that may overtake it is multiverses, apparently. But,
Right, that's not winning.
yeah. no,
Surprising to see Multiverses nominated.
Well,
Is that the one
because
that shut down?
it
Yes.
came back.
Yeah, they
Oh, it's
turned
back,
it off.
okay.
Yeah,
They turned
because
it back on.
the original release was its beta release. Doesn't matter what anyone says, that was a beta, and now it's officially back 1.0.
Well, you know, which of these fighting games has LeBron James? Just one.
True.
That's true.
So
Just
true.
multiverses.
Unless you count my really good creative character in Tekken 8. You know?
I think
You can make those
LeBron-
freaks look like anything you want in there. Not as good as, you know, Street Fighter where you're customizing everything on a creative character, but you can make people look like whatever you want in Tekken 8, you know?
Harada, put LeBron James in Tekken 8. I
You'd
would
say
buy.
yes.
I'd buy that. Best RPG. I forgot this came out this year. Dragon's Dogma 2,
Oh,
Elden Ring,
yeah.
Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Refantasio.
One of the stronger categories. You're right about Dragon's Dogma 2, which got reviewed really well. It feels like it
Yeah.
fell off super hard. This is its
Yes.
only nomination in the entire list, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. But it is like, I mean, it was such a good year for RPGs that you know there even are things missing here. Persona 3 Reload got no love. I think a lot of
That's a
people
snub.
were just like, well, we got Metaphor in there, so and that's probably
Yeah.
gonna win. So why even bother with Persona? But that's too bad because I liked that remake a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that's a remake. It's just a phenomenal game. It's just like, Silent Hill 2. Maybe it's on here, but maybe deserving a little bit more recognition because of how they nailed it. I know Tam was talking about that over on Blue Sky of just, the whole remake thing is silly how we like group those games off in our heads sometimes. And I feel like Persona getting snubbed here is a result of that. Also, it's really, really messed up if Elden Ring beats out all these games for RPG of the year
Yeah. It
2024.
It likely will.
Yeah, that's why it just feels weird and
I
gross
wouldn't like
to
that,
me.
especially
this-
yes, it's an RPG, but it's like it's like a
Yeah, it's not a
yeah.
it's not an
It's a
RPG
cool
the way that
RPG.
the other ones are. RPGs.
It is not an RPG that came out in 2024. That's just why it's weird.
I'm noticing no Dragon Age the Veilguard in this category either.
Dragon
Yeah.
Age didn't get a lot. One, maybe it didn't hit quite as hard, but two, timing was maybe
Sure.
a little bit not on
Yeah.
its side.
That's always the problem with doing, awards show in the beginning of December.
But it should be
I'm-
October. It should shift. It should be during the BAFTA window.
When is the BAFTA window?
Because the
when's that?
BAFTA window is later, right? Because I think the BAFTAs aren't until like February ? And they do.
That's how a lot of
it's-
people say you should
it's
do it, yeah.
January to January. So then, if your game comes out in December, it still counts in the
Yeah.
window. So then the
Yeah.
awards aren't until March, says Lexi,
Yeah.
which is even better because then you have a full calendar year
Yeah.
plus time
you know.
to play all of the things, and
Well,
then you do.
yeah, the messed
award.
up thing is that anything that comes out late November, early December is just automatically going to be
Yeah,
forgotten.
what were last year's
Yeah.
December games that we were supposed to remember to consider for this?
Oh, we
year?
forgot
Like,
right
We
away.
forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right out the
no one
window, Mike.
considers them.
No, it's
Okay.
rare cases like I think Smash Ultimate came out in December, I want to say, and so like that one was on the list for the next year or something like that. There are notable examples, but yeah, it's just weird.
Moving on to best action adventure game, we have Astrobot.
No, what? It's not an action adventure game.
Well, there's not a
The way
platforming
Keighley
category. Where are you going to put it?
That's the problem. Okay, sorry, Jan.
The way
Prince of
Keighley
Persia.
defines it, it's a game with where anything that's more action and movement focused. So I guess it goes here.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
This is Astrobot. I mean, Prince of Persia is right up there, but it's Astrobot.
Yeah, I'd like to see Prince of Persia win it here just because it's not nominated for much else.
Yeah.
So it'd
Yeah.
be cool if it got this one, but probably Astrobot.
Yeah,
I could
Astrobot's the
see
best
a
game in
world.
this category, although okay, it's just not
Yeah.
an action adventure game.
I
Well,
can see a
look
world
like-
where Silent Hill 2 could get it.
That's not one where I want to see get some love. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's action adventure game and there's best action game. And looking at the list, I feel like the difference is like action game has guns and swords and action
Yeah.
adventure doesn't. But other than that, it can kind of be the same.
What the difference is supposed to be, and I get grub crap all the time because it's very, very clear delineation where action is Devil May Cry, action adventure is Uncharted. You picture those two things very distinctly and clearly in your mind, and that's what those things are grouped into, those two categories. But with the Game Awards, there's so many that you don't have bespoke categories for, so they get lumped into here.
I mean, in my head, like, back in the day, like action adventure, the prototypical one for that was like a Zelda. Like an
me too.
Ocarina
Yeah,
of
Zelda's
Time.
in there. Absolutely.
That's how I thought about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Where you're like solving some puzzles, doing a little bit of exploration, combat is there, but not necessarily a focus, and then action is combat is the focus, and maybe
Yeah.
you go off to a branch path.
I think that's it. It's just action combat is like entirely the
Yeah.
focus. Action adventure. There's traversal or some puzzles or some other things.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about action, we have best action game with Black Myth Wukong Waking. What is it?
Waking.
Waking. Yeah.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and then Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I hope Black Myth wins this one so it doesn't win Game of the Year.
I don't think it's gonna
I am so emotionally prepared for Black Myth Wukong to win one of these.
Yeah.
So-
Does it have that much juice? I've been meaning to play it, but I felt like I heard so much like, it's fine.
I don't think it has juice,
Yeah.
but I think it will win one of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bone feeling I have.
Best VR AR game, Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, Metro Awakening.
Batman.
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 Man,
If anyone missed Grub and Dan
God, that
streaming
stream is
Batman
so
VR
fucking
last week,
funny.
Oh
go
my.
back and check that out. Fucking
Perfect.
all-timer. Best mobile game, AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and then Zenless Zone Zero. Balatro, right?
Oh, Belatro's on. Oh, yeah, Belatro. Yeah.
It's got to be Balatro.
Balatro is the
Which-
best game on the list, but best
But it's
mobile
also
game.
not the best mobile game. Like, I agree with you because Pokemon TCG Pocket is actually the best mobile
it's
game
so
in this.
made for mobile, made for like one-handed use while you're in line at McDonald's or whatever. Whereas
yeah.
Balatro is a better game, but it's also like landscape mode and kind of have to.
It also
it's
like
a longer
yeah,
play
it
session.
did not. It was not ideated for mobile, right?
Yes.
Like
Sure.
Yeah.
it came out on other stuff and then was ported to mobile and now has been
Exactly.
placed into this.
I'll be happy with
bucket.
either of them.
Yeah, no,
Um,
for sure. But
Yeah.
I
Same.
think there's also a world where Zenless Zone Zero could walk away with it.
That's so weird
Yeah.
to think about because at this point, MiHoYo games are just full-blown console games that also happen to be on phones. You know,
Right.
it's like Fortnite getting best mobile game. Like, yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel in the spirit.
I think we underestimate the size of that casual audience that has
Yeah.
abandoned the console market and only plays games mobile.
Oh, I'm well aware. I gotta remind you guys of it all the time.
People that only play Mobile Legends Bang Bang and Zenless Zone Zero.
how did Mobile Legends Bang Bang not get nominated for best mobile game?
Maybe it's not the best mobile game,
Ah,
but esports wise, the scene is hot.
Sorry, I tapped my microphone like that. I was suddenly terrified I wasn't actually recording. I am.
Oh, don't worry, it wouldn't be the worst thing to happen.
I couldn't just
today.
wait till I talked again. I was like, I gotta start smacking my microphone right now.
Best debut indie game: Balatro, Animal Well, Manor Lord, Specific Drive, and The Plucky Squire.
Belatro.
Balatro.
Maybe Animal Well.
Animal
might
Well
be
could be
Animal
I
cool.
mean,
well.
it was impressive, yes.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
messed up that 1,000 Times Resist isn't on that list.
yeah, that's nuts.
yeah. Dan, I know you're upset. We'll move on.
I know.
Best independent game.
Wait, Dan. What do you think about the Plucky Squire, though?
Oh, boy.
You already told us that. No, please stop.
Oh, never mind.
I was surprised by how angry I was about it when I started talking about it during Fires. Like, oh, man, I guess I hate that.
Yeah, you and Grub both were just like not happy with that.
Because I wasn't know, it seemed like it was for me. It seemed like my type of game, and they fucked it up so bad. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll speed up a couple of these. Best independent game: Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, and UFO 50. Ooh.
Good
This just
category
seems
there.
like they'll split it. So like Animal Well is gonna win one of these, Balatro is gonna win
best
the other one.
debut, maybe, and,
And
then
then,
Balatro gets best indie.
I would like to see UFO get something here, but
That would be sick.
got some heavy
UFO
hitters.
deserves some love.
Lorelei also deserves some love too.
It does.
Best community support: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy Ziv, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky.
Sure.
Yeah. Best ongoing game: Destiny
14,
2,
I guess. Like,
Diablo Ive, Final Fantasy Ziv, Fortnite, Helldivers 2.
Okay.
Games for Impact: Closer the Distance, Indica, Neva, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Really? Tales of Kenzara, Zao.
It's about Jan.
Well,
Listen, it's
game
about
of the year.
depression.
yeah,
it's about
Hellblade 2 had an
depression,
impact
so-
on my mental health, I'll tell you that much.
Hey, boom!
All right. Innovation and accessibility: Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws.
Well, Game of the Year Part 2.
Best performance: Hannah Tell, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Brianna White, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2, Melina Jurgens, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
This is actually the category that has made me the most angry.
Yes, go off, Mike.
Why?
Do it,
I
do it,
cannot
do it.
Who are you
believe
taking off though?
I can't believe a single person from Metaphor didn't make it on here. I think that Metaphor has probably the best voice acting in a video game I have ever heard, and maybe that's the problem because the entire cast is so good that maybe everybody was just nominating different people from the cast. But God, we really should have all got behind Heismay.
He's
'cause
so
that
good.
was so freaking
It's
amazing.
kind of remarkable how actually untypical anime the voice acting is in Metaphor. They kind of do just sound like regular ass people doing a good job voice acting. They're not leaning way too hard into it.
In fact, I'm gonna say, look, normally, hey, do what you gotta do. I see Natsu probably smart people like, oh, I picked Japanese. I just picked Japanese audio. I think you made a mistake this time. I think the voice acting in English is just so amazing. That
Yeah.
that is absolutely the way to go in this one. So that one was a bit of a bummer. I wonder if it's because it's not mocap and so many people. All these other ones seems like they're probably mocap performances, and we give more gravity to
True.
that. I don't know.
Sure.
But
guess
I don't care.
The category is best performance, so that
Yeah.
I guess kind of makes sense there. Best audio design: Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Silent
It
Hill
can't
2.
be Call of Duty because I have never played that game with the sound on.
Okay, so here's why
yeah,
it
every
needs
time I play.
to be Call of Duty. Because you see, the thing is, they actually do have a really good 3D sound.
Yeah,
in
it's awesome.
Black
Oh,
Ops
really?
6. So when
Yeah.
you're wearing
Oh,
headphones,
I
you
should-
can pick out
should
where
pick-
someone's
Oh,
walking. It's
interesting.
Yeah.
I
But I
actually-
feel like Call of Duty gets it a lot as well. So
I mean,
whatever.
if there's one thing that makes sense to give credit to Hellblade for, it's audio design.
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think Silent Hill 2 was really good here too. Actually,
Yeah.
just all the little sounds and whatnot that would happen as you were walking around. Very, very effective. game.
Rebirth
I'm with you,
kind of
Mike.
feels like an odd one out here.
I think
Yeah.
that
Good
'cause
music.
Your audio design, you see Final Fantasy, you think of its music. So kind
I
of
guess, but
right
the
there.
very Jan, what's the next category?
Best score in music: Astrobot, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. I don't remember a lot of
Silent Hill
Stellar
2.
Blade's music.
I remember thinking the music was good in Stellar
Oh,
Blade.
no, Stellar Blade has just an awesome soundtrack.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like it's a little sparse, but when it kicks in, it's very good.
Do Rebirth there on that one, probably. You know,
Yeah.
Astrobot has good music, but it wasn't as great as maybe I would have hoped for. Like
Yeah.
Astro's Playroom was just
It's
all
better in
bangers.
Playroom.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
the music
here
is
it
better
seems like-
in Playroom than it is in
Seems like there's a bit
Astrobot.
more filler here.
Sean, this was one of your deltas with Astrobot, right? Like the music just not being as spectacular.
and
I think I felt that way since.
Yeah,
too.
you do get a little more variety as the game goes on, but still does because they're going for that very electronic sound the whole time. It kind of started to blend together for me within the first couple of worlds and didn't. Yeah, I don't think it's quite stuck the landing there. Silent Hill 2, I haven't played that. Does that
called
sound right
Silent
for
Hill.
y'all with
Yeah,
score
it
and
that
had
loud.
it had very good music. I think actually the audio design does stand out to me more than the
Yeah.
score specifically on that one.
Right. Yeah.
Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Neva. Metaphor.
Elden Ring will win, probably.
I think Metaphor gets this. Those menus are so menu-y.
Yeah.
It's Metaphor.
Metaphor's
Hearing a
good
lot of love for
shot.
Neva recently, but I don't know how many
Neva
people
looks
played
really-
that.
Yeah, Neva
Say
looks really
metaphor, Dan. I want it to come out of your mouth. Metaphor should win that one.
No, I saw the tweet from the Game Awards. Metapahor.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take
Metaphor.
that.
Metaphor.
Okay. Closing in on the last couple categories, friends. Best narrative: Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2.
Like a dragon.
I would love Like a Dragon to win. I don't think it will against
Aw.
Rebirth and ReFantazio.
Yeah, I think ReFantazio has a better chance than Rebirth, especially since Rebirth's ending is so controversial for people.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 is a very good story, but like that, you know, that's one place where being a remake is like, well, that's that game's narrative again, so maybe that hurts it there. I don't know.
Right.
I think Metaphor probably a front runner.
I feel bad saying that I don't want Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 to win, but I think this could be one of those like alley-oops here of like, oh, here you go, you guys have this. Just because haven't they been at every Keeley thing in like the
Every
last
single one.
couple of
They had
years?
Those
they had the
games.
music performance
Mhm.
last year to promote the game coming out this
You
year.
got nominated an awful lot here, despite being a bad video game.
Yeah, like a lot of nominations.
How many people are even thinking about that game since it came out? Right?
Uh,
Like it doesn't come up.
Phil.
No.
Best last two categories here: best game direction, Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio.
Jan, can you also read the next category?
Game of the Year: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree,
Wow.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Why do we
Wow.
have these two categories separate?
I mean, I guess there's best director and best picture at the Oscars, you know, but it's
That's
usually not the
exactly
exact same
why.
list, though. But
at the
yeah.
Oscars, yep.
Yeah, I don't feel good about these. Mostly for like that distinction of like shouldn't Best Direction win Best Game of the Year? Because
Yeah.
then you're just conflating and just like confusing both categories the more you dig deep into it. But I guess
think
game
if-
direction, which who are we polling for?
Right. That's kind of the problem here is if people don't know the difference, like as much as it sucks to take away recognition, maybe we just don't let the people who don't know the difference make that decision. I don't know. It just feels weird to me.
Game direction, I could see Astrobot.
Yeah.
I think game direction is Astrobot.
I think
and
it could
then
win
Who's
both.
the most
Metaphor
famous-
wins game of the year.
Which
Who's the
one
most
you think
famous
wins Game
game
of the Year?
director though involved here, right? It's Miyazaki, so maybe it wins game direction because of that.
Oh, so we can walk him out.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and then that
Game-
kid can show up.
Oh,
Do you
great,
think-
the Bill Clinton kid.
Do you think that's how it's going to go down? Everyone just wants to give Miyazaki an award.
I don't
so
know.
they go to Elden Ring
No.
and then something else gets Game of the Year.
Astro for
I
Game
think
of the Year.
I think it's the same for both of them, and I it's interesting because I'm not sure what wins Game of the Year this year. Last year, I think we all were pretty sure it was going to be Baldur's Gate 3. You know, there's years where it's just inevitable. Like the year was Elden Ring. Here, I'm like, I don't know. It could be Astrobot. It could be Metaphor. It could be like a slightly more of a dark horse, like even a Balatro. I'll be interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I think y'all are right. Just giving an award to Miyazaki for the sake of giving an award to him in direction and then awarding something else Game of the Year. I'd like it if it was Balatro.
Yeah.
God, a Balatro sweep on these two would bang though. It's not gonna happen.
I
But
think-
God, it would bang.
I think I read that this may be one of the first times the Game of the Year nominations during the Game Awards, Balatro, the first time a single dev game wins
Wow.
or
It's
is
like Bam-
nominated.
So like Stardew, Vampire Survivors, they weren't.
I don't know if Vampire Survivor was
Was it
Vampire
not
Survivors
one?
nominated.
Maybe that
Vampire
wasn't.
Survivors
Stardew definitely was.
not.
Okay, so maybe first or second time then. Yeah, I would not mind if Balatro won. It'd be fucking sick.
I
Yeah,
would like
I'd
that.
be a little. I wouldn't mind
Same.
at all. I'd be a little surprised, but that would be neat.
Yeah, it's
for
probably
sure.
not the one I would pick, but I think I also wouldn't be mad. It's a very,
So
very
how
good
upset
game.
are we going to be when Black Myth Wukong wins?
Yeah,
I
that's
would-
the thing, right?
I don't
It is
think
gonna
it's
be.
gonna
It's,
I'd be upset. I would be upset. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would not like that. And I would be a little upset if it was Shadow of the Earth Tree too. Again, it's a great
Yeah,
experience,
Right.
but it's
I
just-
I would be annoyed, but I also wouldn't get mad. I know I've been a little pessimistic during this segment, but also these awards aren't the end all be all, you know?
Yeah, our awards are.
yeah, our awards are the ones that matter.
Yeah.
I do think it's either Metaphor or Astrobot, and I could probably do a coin flip on myself, which one I'm going for, and which one I
Yeah.
think is gonna win this. So I don't know. Maybe Astrobot is a little bit more chance here, but it's hard to
Metaphor's
say.
so niche.
Yeah,
for sure,
it's
dude.
it's a talker, and
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
know it's
people
sold
don't
more
like
than
video games
Astrobot,
with
right?
talking.
That's not possible.
That doesn't mean anything. You know what? You know
Numbers
what
aren't
else?
real.
You know what else sold more than Astrobot?
Black Wukong.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot more.
packs of Pokemon trading cards in the first day of TCG Pocket being
Yeah.
on the market. Yeah.
All right, friends, that does it for the Game Awards. A couple more quick news stories before we hit our first real break, and not because of a technical malfunction. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is getting a 60 FPS update for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Any of y'all going to go check that out?
Part of me
No.
I almost want to because I didn't play this one at all. 'Cause this was the one that happened after Unity, which everybody hated and everybody's kind of done with Assassin's Creed. Everybody talks this one up a bit. And you know what? Since it's kind of got that Victorian England thing, it reminds me of Christmas Carol. Maybe it's kind
Oh.
of a Christmas game.
Yeah, this is the Oi Governor one, right? This is
Yeah.
Correct.
And you have the male and female
twins. Yeah.
protagonist. Yeah. So, like, if I was going to go back to a slightly older Assassin's Creed, I think this is the one I will want to play. And I'm always a big fan of patching older games so that they run better. So I think this is neat.
Yeah.
Industrial, not Victorian. My bad. Excuse me. You know.
The patch is launching November 19th. Will also include 4K resolution to PS5, PS5 Pro, Xbox Series X. Blows my mind that the original Syndicate came out in November 2015. That's what is the
Sounds
time?
right.
It's 10 years.
Time flies.
Time flies, friends. Speaking about time flies, time continues to fly for the Hitman World of Assassination VR2 version is getting delayed. Previously scheduled to release in December of this year. It's getting delayed to March 27th, 2025. A quote from John LeCaille,
Sure.
IO's interactive global marketing director. This decision to move the release date was not made lightly. We know there is a lot of demand to bring Hitman on PSVR 2, and we're excited to see the great reception following the announcement. This is supposed to support the full main campaign of Hitman World of Assassinations. The PSVR 2 version of the game was announced in September of this year. Jonathan goes on to say, now supporting dual wielding, a wide array of actions and interactions have been added, including the possibility of performing actions with both controllers at the same time. Active reloading, on-body weapon holstering, aiming through the sniper scope, and manual interactions to take disguises. Dan, I think you were the only one here with a PlayStation VR 2. Any interest in revisiting Hitman through virtual reality?
It has not left the box since we shot that launch video, and I cannot imagine something that would change that.
Okay. All right. That about does it. For folks interested in Hitman in VR, I hope when it hits big. Love the Hitman team. In entertainment news, Tom Hardy's Splinter Cell movie is reportedly canceled with a quote,
Good.
"We just couldn't get it right." This is news to me.
All right.
Okay.
We couldn't figure out how to make a military movie,
Just
so
couldn't do it.
It's never been done before.
it's never been done.
So
We've
hard.
never done it.
Apparently, this movie was first announced in 2012.
Okay, that
Sure.
explains it. When you read the headline, I was like, what do you mean Tom Hardy's Splinter Cell movie?
With Tom Hardy playing Sam Fisher, there is a world where Venom never took off, and we have 3 Splinter Cell movies. However, speaking to the direct producer Basil Iwanek, who signed on for the Splinter Cell project in 2013,
Backlash
has
car.
suggested it's no longer happening. The movie would have been awesome.
Oh, it wouldn't have.
Just couldn't get it right, script-wise, budget-wise, he said. But it was going to be great.
It was gonna be so fucking sick. Listen, we didn't have any people in it. The guns were not real. We couldn't get a location. We didn't have a script. But listen,
Yeah,
it was
they
gonna
couldn't
be
get the
fucking
goggles
awesome.
working. They wouldn't light up.
Let me tell you, they continue on. We had a million different versions of it, but it was going to be hardcore and awesome. That's one of the ones that got away, which is really sad.
I think Catherine Bigelow could have made a good Splinter Cell movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is the second time she's been talked about today on the website.
Really? Well, she's great.
I think the 5 of us could make a good Splinter Cell movie.
All right.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make a spy thriller in Hollywood.
Dan,
Well,
you're
Jan said it on
going to be Sam
podcast.
Fisher.
I could be Sam Fisher. I would do
All
it.
right, cool.
Yeah.
Mike Minotti, you're the goggles.
Okay.
The goggles talk.
They
Okay.
talk
Well,
now
like
and they sound
Cappy?
like this. They say, Sam, look out. There's a guy over that corner.
And then the goggles talking reveals Sam's position and he gets shot.
He gets shot.
Already a better premise. Am I right?
Oh, is that too loud? I'm so sorry. Oh, Sam, you're getting shot at.
Goggles.
My bad, dude.
Shut the
Doing
fuck
my
up.
best.
This sounds like a good movie.
God, I just want the pickle trap version of that. That already sounds so much better. Okay. And last news story here. I think this one will make is a Mikey Likey story.
Ooh.
Half-Life 2 has broken its concurrent Steam players records after 20 years of the initial release. This got upwards to 65,000 concurrent players over the weekend. The surge is from a 20th anniversary celebration held by Valve over the weekend, where the game was temporarily given away for free. I believe it is no longer free as of this podcast going out. The surprise 20th anniversary update also included Episode 1 and Episode 2 expansions to the base game, enabling players to play through the game and both expansions as one playthrough.
Jan, big news is no longer free, but you can get it for the very expensive price of 99 cents.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's always on sale, so if you missed it for free, it'll be fine.
I would be amazed if someone had a Steam account and didn't own this game.
And didn't have Half-Life.
What if I want to buy Angry Birds? That's 99 cents still, right?
Yeah, you gotta
Damn,
budget
and
your money
listen,
appropriately.
that's hard
yeah.
calculus. Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? Really?
Right. I get
Oh,
like
I
at least
love-
5 birds in that game. What do I get in Half-Life?
You can
An
kill
unfinished
birds
story?
in Half-Life.
Oh, okay.
I think you can,
True.
yeah.
I love Half-Life 2 so much. Glad to see it get a little bit of love for the big anniversary. To me, it's up there with like Mario 64 in terms of being one of those games that you play for the first time, and it feels like a game from the future. And it's still a ton of fun. Still probably my favorite first-person shooter campaign.
Mikey, you think someone would get as much out of Half-Life 2 if they played it for the first time today?
Maybe not as much, who knows, but I think you still get a lot out of it. I think in a lot of ways it still looks good because there was strong art direction there on top of everything else. And all the physics stuff is still pretty neat, especially when you get the gravity gun and you're going through Ravenholm and you're, shooting those saw blades through zombies and cutting them in half. It was all just really cool stuff.
Sean, you grimaced your face. Did you want to say something about Half-Life 2?
I have to do a podcast with Mike tomorrow as well. I choose to plead the fifth, Jan.
All right.
Please don't pull a Super Metroid on Half-Life 2 now, please.
Well, I think it's time for that bricky break, Jan.
Don't do it. Don't hurt me. I've been good.
The thing that
Been a
hurts
good
my hurts my brain, hurts my soul as like someone on the cusp of being an elder millennial. I think I'm like smack dab in the middle of that demo. I think more people now are more into prop hunt versus Half-Life 2. And that hurts my soul to feel the legacy of that
now,
game.
Dan, what do you think prop hunt is?
What is prop hunt?
Oh,
I
no.
think it's a mode that is where you hide as like a trash can and somebody has to find you. Now, I've heard this brought up and I see nodding, so I think I do have the concept
That's what
right.
it
But
is?
Yes.
I don't really know what it's like. When I hear that, I think of that Prey remake or the new Prey.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what is it most known for?
It's a Gary's
Like
mod
what?
mode.
It's a Gary's mod thing?
Oh, yeah.
And now it's in everything. It's in Call of Duty. It's
It's
in
good.
Not
in
this
Call
one,
of
right?
Duty.
Not Black Ops, right?
No.
Okay.
It was in Modern Warfare 3.
I think the first one it was Modern Warfare Remastered. I can't remember if there
Yeah.
were ones before that, and then they bring it back here and there. But yeah, it's
Okay.
just hide and seek in a video game. It's cool.
Okay. I see why that would be popular.
All right, folks, that about does it for the news. We're going to take a quick bricky break and get at you with some video games right after this. I don't know if I've ever been more scared to press a button than when I'm at my desk with the audio device that I keep in front of me all the time. I'm more scared of this than I've ever been scared of a horror movie, a horror game, or my own failures in life. Video game music, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Press it.
Do
Press it.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, jeez.
Yay, but
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
I could have just added that in post, Jan.
I know, but I needed
That's
I
the
needed a little
excitement.
bit of that.
It's the live element.
Yeah, that's the
not the
live
same.
element when we could have not done this live. But whose dumb idea was it to do it live? It's like the devil was speaking into my ears, just like Dan Reichert and Mike Minotti have been playing Diablo 4.
Yeah. I'm in this weird spot where all I'm playing right now is Activision games with battle passes, which is not really
Weird.
my usual thing. But yeah, I decided yesterday to pick up Diablo 4 because I was hearing a lot about the DLC from Mike Mahardy during Firescape this weekend. And I was like, you know what? I was moving when Diablo 4 base edition came out, so I never really got around to it despite wanting to. And so, yeah, I got Vessel of Hatred, started the new character, and I'm going through the original campaign right now. But it's fucking, I played for like 7 hours last night. It was, it's really good. I'm going to play some more tonight. I don't know what exactly the DLC added because, you know, I didn't really play the base game. But damn, it's a really, really solid game. And it's got really good cross progression or cross save basically between PS5 and PC. So I've been going kind of back and forth. Also, really good game for the Portal. I've been playing on that. So it's not super, you know, Twitch reflexy or anything. So it's a lot of systems, especially now. It seems like they've probably added a bunch of stuff, and it's like, all right, certain things I can figure out pretty quick. Like, okay, here's how I salvage this stuff, and here's how I craft a jewel and put it into a thing. But I'm 7 hours in, and there's still like a lot of things that, like, oh, I don't know this transmutation thing is, or this occultist. Like, there's just a lot of like merchants in the town where I'm just like, I don't think I'm here yet. I don't have the or I'm unlocking stuff and I don't. It's a lot of text boxes and stuff I don't quite understand yet, and I'm just kind of assuming if I keep playing, I'll understand because there's just a lot going on in that game.
Mikey, did you play Diablo 4 much when it came out originally?
Yeah, I played the original, and I've been playing the Diablo series for a long time, and I always enjoy it to varying degrees. I liked Diablo 4 a good bit. I finally did check out some more Vessel of Hatred the last couple of weeks. Expansion excitement. Wanted to try the new class. It's got a weird name. The Soul.
It's like Spiritborn, isn't it?
Soul Sucker, Spiritborn. That's
what I'm
Sucker,
playing as that. It's fun. It's a fun class.
It's fun. I will say, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for it right now, or maybe I've just played so much Diablo. But Diablo's always been a little bit mindless, and I like that mindless fun. But something about it right now feels especially mindless to me. I've been having a hard time, really getting engaged and really progressing through the storyline of this expansion, which so far has been kind of like, oh, you're looking for this person, go find this person, and that's fine. I don't need a big narrative hook to get me fighting monsters, but yeah, for whatever reason, I haven't been super engaged with it. I might try to force myself to get through more of it, though.
I think that's almost why I'm getting into that in Call of Duty right now is I feel like, with the Game of the Year rush to kind of play as much as I can, I feel like, I got caught up on the stuff I want to. And so to have these 2 games now that I'm playing where it's just I'm just playing multiplayer Call of Duty, which is pretty mindless, you can put something on in the background. And then Diablo, I was watching Kayla stream all last night while I played. I don't need much audio for Diablo. I don't need to pay too much attention. Just turn your brain off and have something on in the background. I'm so ready for that right now. And I think that's why I'm ready for this game.
Well, Dan, speaking about getting all caught up with the rest of the games of the year, I'm also getting caught up in Black Ops 6. I had a bunch of fun playing with y'all last Friday that I was half tempted to see text all y'all you up over the weekend.
You could have done that literally any
done
time.
it.
I will hopped on, Jay.
It turns out Call of Duty 6, even though I think I'm, or Black Ops 6, even though I think I'm Garbo at the game, which I am, I still had a fantastic time playing.
There you go.
Do you do that ransack mode?
Ransack is so good.
I love
was
Ransack.
So pissed. They took out my child in Stakeout, and I said, this game is ass. It's useless. And then I said, what is Ransack? And it's a game mode where the goal is to get 150 gold bars into your box. And the map will spawn at 3 or 4 locations, and it rotates on a timer. It will spawn a vault that you can rob for 10. You can carry $10 at a time. But you also can actively take money and points out of your opponent's vault. So it's moving. It's the ways that it reconfigures the lanes in these maps is really interesting because there are obviously, because it's Call of Duty, people don't play the objective. It does throw things off, but when you have people moving in what feels like commutes because the teams are large enough, moving around in circles from point to point, it feels really good. And when you catch a spawn at the right time and a handful of the opponents die and you are on your way to cycle out to take money out of their vault, and then they all spawn in front of you and you can take them out, and then it's really, really good. I really, really do like Ransack.
And there's a cool thing too, where it's not just the vault and the enemy's base. You can also Jan, let's say we're on opposite teams, and if you took 1 or 2 bars and you've got it on your person, and I kill you, it'll drop a little floating 1 or 2 bar thing that I can steal. Or if you have a full 10, it'll drop a duffel bag, and so I can just steal those 10 bars you were carrying and just bring it right back to mine and deposit it again. So there's also super exciting things where it's holy shit, the other team is at 145, they're 5 away, and we're at 120. But if you don't go to the neutral vault, if you go to the other base, you're literally stealing the points out of their pool and bringing it back. So big swings can happen late. It's so much fun.
This sounds a lot like the whole flow of the finals of stealing the cash from people.
Oh, sure.
For sure.
Okay.
That's cool. I saw that mode, and yes, my first thought was nobody plays objective in Call of Duty, so I'm not trying this mode. But I'm hopping on with some friends later tonight, so maybe we'll check that out.
Good.
Because I've been hooked on this game. That's why I'm lagging behind and trying to play Metaphor and catch up on other stuff before Game of the Year. Is I just hop on for a couple hours of Black Ops 6 like every night. I haven't been this hooked by a game, both playing with friends, playing it here on the site, and now I play by myself. I'll just like solo queue. It's been a long time. Like Modern Warfare 3, the reboot 3 was an anomaly because it was just the old MW2 maps, which is very nostalgic for me and my friends. So I played a lot of that. But outside of that, I maybe haven't been this hooked on Call of Duty since Black Ops 2, like a decade ago. So they really knocked it out of the park with this one, and every part is good. We've talked about it before, but the single player campaign is excellent. Did y'all finish that campaign yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, Mike, did you?
No, I might be good on the campaign, but I've been just absolutely loving. The thing is, every time I want to play it, I have so much fun with the multiplayer. That's really what I want to do.
Yeah, me and Mike were playing
with you
just
and my
last night. It
brothers,
was brothers. Yeah, that was tons of fun.
Fantastic.
The campaign is great because they just looked at other games and they're like, we like this game and this game and this game. What if we just do games that are, do levels that are those games? And they nail it. The multiplayer is good. Zombies is good. It's just,
Do they have a plucky Squire?
Yes, plucky Squire level.
Also, such a swing in the campaign there. Yeah.
I think this is a Mount Rushmore Call of Duty. I think it's like
I
first
think it
Modern
is
Warfare.
great, yeah.
Recency bias, but it could be. Like
Might be
MW1.
my favorite. I'm not a big Call of Duty person, but I don't know if even like in the Prime 360 days, I don't know if I enjoy playing any of them as much as I'm enjoying this.
Right.
It's
weird that the Mount Rushmore is probably MW1, MW2, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 6.
Yeah, I think the MW remake was very, very solid. I thought
it was very solid.
it's a contender.
The maps fell apart if you spent a lot of time with it, unfortunately. But yeah,
Nikki, I did get some time on Stakeout 24/7 before they took it off because of your recommendation. And yep, you're right.
It hits.
That is
It fucking hits, dude.
Domination on Stakeout is
dude.
stupid. I love it.
God.
I'm just throwing grenades into random rooms and just getting a million kills.
Yeah, just get a million kills.
I have two builds. I have like my one build for everything else, and then I have a build just for stakeout and just shotgun like an asshole.
Shotgun
It's
your grenade
really
of choice.
fun.
Yeah.
I hope it comes back next week. I'm desperate for it. If we do that Soulja Boy games to get high 2 category for a while I was like, I felt out of touch, I think, with like my interpretation of why people were playing Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 2, because I was like, Modern Warfare 2 was sick as hell. Also, I was a child when the game came out. I was like a teenager when the game came out. And I was like, why would you play a Call of Duty game after you were a child? And then I was like, oh, marijuana. That's why.
Yeah.
Because if you get a little bit high and play Call of Duty, and again, my reveal is that I have not heard any audio from the video game Black Ops 6.
Alternative reason you might play Call of Duty as an adult is if you were an adult when they started making those games.
Oh no!
Interesting.
Yeah, I was still a teenager. I'm not old like him.
Gang,
You were already writing game reviews when they started making those games.
And the fact that my first game review was for a PS2 game, a very late
Mine too.
PS2 game, but that fact does bother me.
Yep, me too.
I'm so surprised that Black Ops 6 has even entered my brain sphere, because I think it's starting to inform some of my regular decision making, where I thought, you know what? Maybe I will eat a bunch of Pizza Hut Crazy Puffs, because then I could get some stuff
Little
out of it.
Caesars, put some respect on the name.
Little Caesars,
sir.
Little Caesars.
I
Crazy
need that.
Puffs.
They have hats and stuff, right? You can get hot and ready hats.
You can get just a dude, just a skin for the game, Han Ready trucker hat, glasses on, black and orange head to toe, and his knife is a pizza cutter.
Oh my god! I need. Do I have to get a pizza for that?
You have to buy it's like buy a hot and ready from Little Caesars. You get a code, and Dan, I hate this part. It's a loot box. You don't know what you're getting.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Let's go all the way with this.
So I've been getting Little Caesars every week trying to get that. I get the little stupid charm that dangles off my gun. I get double XP. I still haven't gotten the guy.
Man, I wish I knew someone at Little Caesars the same way when Titanfall 2 was big, or Titanfall 1 was big, and somebody that worked at the Doritos factory reached out to me, and they like stole sheets of the double XP stickers.
Hell yeah.
And so the whole time I played Titanfall, I had like hundreds of double XP Doritos stickers.
Oh yeah,
That was
Dan.
my move was I was because that was when they printed them on the bag for some reason.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was walking into the 7-Eleven down the street from my high school and taking pictures of the bag. Like I was
Nice.
just standing in
put
front
it
of
on
the
the
cashier,
outside. That was so
picking up
wild.
the bag and taking a picture with my phone, burning all of these coats.
Hell yes.
Brighter times ahead for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. We should play some more of that on the website.
I would love to.
Oh, yeah.
I was not
Sure.
able to join the stream last time. I'd love to play that with you guys.
Yeah, I haven't touched zombies yet.
I haven't either.
Oh,
I would love to try it.
Either.
Maybe we could do zombies sometime soon. Something that I checked out for a little bit is Brighter Shores. This is a MMO game with a bunch of tiles. It is a pointy clicky. Very early into it, so I can't speak to how it is so far. But as it is right now, and maybe this is why it's taken me a while to get bit by the Final Fantasy Ziv bug, but I just find it to be very slow and boring. Just because they have you doing the fetch quests in the beginning just to do tutorials and whatnot. But as soon as I got to the actual combat, your boy was excited because I saw nothing but tiles.
Oh, it's a tile game.
But it wasn't the tile game that I like. So it is just, they're just tiles there for show. I'm not
tiles.
slapping and sliding them where I want them to be. It is more of MMO style combat where you have your hotbar of your specific spells, your
Down.
weapons to trigger off as you go by. I do want to spend a little bit more time with it and get to the actual MMO element of it, just because I'm still, I think, at the very end of the tutorial world before they unleash me to the rest of the world. Very simplistic art style. It reminds me of if RuneScape was made in 2024.
Well, you know the good reason for that, don't you, Jan?
Why?
It is from the original designer of RuneScape.
Oh, no wonder it looks so much
Yeah,
like
that-
RuneScape.
When you had this on the dock, I was like, "Huh, this name sounds familiar." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's the game from the guy. Yeah, that's why it was on my
Mystery
radar." Yeah.
Game
I'm
by
looking
the
at this
guy.
picture of Dan now with his Doritos XP things, and it's just very funny.
It's a very good
It's a
picture.
lot of them, and I had like several of those sheets.
Oh my
Lord.
God.
Hell
Too
yeah.
many sheets.
That owns. That's great.
God, that's taller than you, Dan.
Yeah, hell yeah. So if anyone at Little Caesars, send some boxes my way.
Oh God. Speaking about game that's done by the dude, Dragon Quest III HD-2D, a remake of Dragon Quest III. Mike Minotti and Turbo Sean, you two have been playing it. I've also dipped my toes into the Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I just dipped my toes in. I think Mike spent a little bit more time with it last
You were
night.
streaming this the other
It's
day,
been
right,
kind
Mike?
of a toe dippy. Like I wanted to start this game before we did this. I wanted to beat Metaphor first, and I did my best to do that this weekend. But I am at like the very, very end, in the middle of what I am sure has to be the last dungeon now. But I still wanted to start this. I started it on stream. I like Dragon Quest. I played Dragon Quest 3 a couple years ago, the old version on Switch, which is just basically a port of a mobile version. Doesn't look great, but the game still played really well. This game is gorgeous. Even among other HD 2D games, I love everything about the way that this game looks. Just the town, the castle. The best is when it's dark out, like you're in a little cave or it's nighttime, and your guy has this little lamp. He's walking around with the lamp, and it just glows. That is cozy. That's a cozy game for me. And even just, Jen, I heard, you were, saying, oh, there's, a lot of grinding and stuff like that. And I get that's not for some people. I love that shit so much. The first thing I do in these really old school JRPGs is I just go outside, right outside the first town, and I walk around for a while, just grinding levels, knowing that I can just
my
go
God.
back to my home, and mommy will make my bed for me and let me take a nappy nap and get my MP back. I'll
the
do
dream.
that. I could do that for hours in the beginning of a JRPG.
I love that mechanic. Going home to sleep and then mom heals you up and like sends you back out. Like, yeah, go keep fighting, kid.
I love that first town still has an inn that you could pay for if you want to, but mom's place is right there. Let's
Yeah.
definitely do that. Dragon Quest 3 is just a fun game. I love making my little party at the beginning. You pick the jobs / characters you want. You get to name them. I've got Grubby, Penny, and Daisy in my party.
Oh.
So
we know
got
who
a
he
full-
prioritizes here.
We got
Yeah.
a full adventuring crew. So yeah, I'm like 75 minutes in, but I'm very happy. I know I'm gonna have a great time with this. It's so
your
gorgeous.
character named Mikey to continue the Y trend?
No, Tokoto. It's
Yeah, it's always
Tokoto.
Tokoto.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a
Not-
stupid question.
Not-
Unless it's like
Tokoto-y?
something where I'm like, if I'm playing like something very real worldy, then it can be Mike. If it's anything remotely fantasy, it's gonna be Tokoto.
Well, hold on. Now I have a bunch of questions. What is the line between? What's an example of a game
Fantasy
where
and
you would-
reality, do you think that fantasy
Yeah.
can affect reality? Or is it just...
So like for Persona, I'll be Michael, but for Metaphor, I'm Tokoto.
So for
Dan, I
okay,
can see your reflection. I saw you
I
keeling over in
realized that as
pain.
I tried to hide. I was like, wait, I'm just in the reflection.
it's like hurling.
Good. That's the desired effect. I saw people saying that maybe this remake actually isn't very beginner friendly, which I was a little surprised by because I saw multiple difficulty options that you can change at
Yeah.
any time. There's variety of things that you can change. There's graphical settings you can change if something is like not appealing to you.
And a big difference between the original games that you can't just have like the away markers tell you where to go.
Yeah, that
And
was the
so-
big one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so many of these games before it was kind of you're supposed to wander around and just kind of discover things or talk to townspeople and hope that they'll tell you something. And that has its own charm. But even I'm not that much of a sicko. I will just turn the waypoint on. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because it's just so easy to get lost in a world that is, it was designed of the time and a lot of stuff looks the same. A lot of those tile sets all kind of blend together after a certain point. So yeah, just having a general, hey, go over here. I do like having that. One thing I will say about the visuals, I think as much as they nailed what they were going for, it was when I was playing on my TV that I really noticed that they've moved away from HD-2D being entirely pixel art.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like the 3D stuff is like 3D models, but with pixel art for the texturing. No, now it's just like you're walking around in a more modern 2D Zelda, but the characters are sprites. That looks a little jarring to me on the big screen, but I also fired it up in handheld, and it's a little less noticeable there, so I think it looks better there. And I assume I will play most of this game on the Steam Deck in handheld mode, because that's where you play a old school, somewhat
Exactly.
grindy RPG.
Yeah.
Just like they
I
used
streamed
to
it
in the
on
past.
PC, but it's gonna be my next ROG Ally game
Yeah.
for sure.
Bedtime game, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be on a plane for a hot minute. This may be the plane game for that.
Oh, you're not gonna raw dog it?
I thought about it,
Yeah.
but then because I'm going to know someone else on the flight. I don't want to scare anyone. Who knows? Who knows?
You don't want to scare anyone. You've already said out loud that you could do it. That is scary. The threat of it is almost scarier than the act of doing it.
The threat of raw dogging is always terrifying.
Jesus Christ.
Planes. I only mean planes. Everyone, please, calm down. Put the pitchforks away. We're all
Put your
friends on
gyms
Blue
away.
Sky. We're all friends on Blue Sky. Nothing bad has happened yet. I don't want to be the main character there. Turbo Sean McDowell, you've been
Hi.
playing a group of games. The first one I see here is Horizon 'S. Is Horizon now available on the Switch?
There's no apostrophe there, but no,
Parentheses.
it technically one of those games is on the Switch. Yeah, so I have been playing Lego Horizon Adventures as the resident Horizon fan of Giant Bomb now.
Is
I
that
felt
true?
I had to. Yeah. I like
This
that
whole
game.
time?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe you were living with a sicko, Nikki. Can you believe it?
That's nuts, dude.
Crazy.
And it be your own people.
Lego Horizon is bizarre. So I am not up on the Lego games. I know that they branched out in a million different directions. I played the first couple Lego Star Wars. I think I played the first whatever the first DC Lego one was. That what was that, Batman or whatever?
Yeah,
Played
Lego
some of
Batman
that.
at first, I think.
Yeah. And here it is what I picture those games being in my head, at least, being a little dungeon crawler-y while being, the very cute Lego aesthetic. But yeah, just mixing Lego with Horizon is such an odd pick, because a lot of things that you can get away with in a T for teen game just don't quite translate well when you need to make it for kids. I told Mike about it the other night when he asked about it. But yes, there is, in fact, a scene in this game early on where they have to explain cultists to kids. And it's just the
What do they do?
weirdest.
How do they do it?
They're like, oh yeah, cultists are people who believe in something so strongly that it's really bizarre and you can't believe it. And Aloy's like, oh, you mean like how you think pancakes and gravy go together, right? He's like, yeah, just like that, but worse. And so it's
pretty
like,
good.
yeah, it's very quippy. It's a very, again, not as familiar, but what I imagine the anime Lego stuff being, but for Horizon. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like it. It just feels weird every step of the way. Like, why this?
The Lego tone has really changed post movie. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
when they put that movie out, like the tone of what like the media representation of what Lego was as established by those games was always kind of goofy, but it never said anything. And then the movie came out, and then the second movie came out, and then post that they have been more acknowledging of the real world. They, you know, Pharrell's biopic is in Lego, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Martin Luther
So-
King's gonna be in it.
yeah.
Martin Luther King's in it, but they do the there's a bunch of stories like retellings of like how Pharrell like writes songs, and there's a long extended bit where he tells the story tells a story about working with Snoop Dogg. And the critical to that story is that Pharrell makes the beat while high out of his mind. And you can't tell the story without also explaining that they were on all of America's weed.
Yes.
So they have, the way they get around it is that they call it PG spray. And anytime anyone does weed in the motion picture, they pull out a can and the can says PG spray. And then they spray a bunch of it. And then it's like misty inside of the room.
That's great.
That's
We need-
so good.
We need to get
perfect.
PG
And that's
spray
the
for
explanation.
the
Oh, we need
awards.
PG spray. Okay.
Oh
Oh
my
I'm
God,
gonna need
that's
to see
amazing.
that movie.
Apparently it's pretty good. I like
Okay.
Pharrell. So
That-
like I'm already soft on this, but like
That
yeah, the
checks
Lego
out.
tone has changed a bit. And I think as they have shifted that tone, a lot of it has become weird to like perceive because it is not as sharp as it was when that new tone was introduced with the movie.
Okay, I'm glad you were here to explain that because that makes a lot of sense then. Because a lot of that, I don't think they nail it quite as much as what you just said, but
Yeah.
a lot of that type of tone of like, we need to take something from T-rated to more E or E10 plus rating. We need to explain it to kids. We need to have this sense of humor with something that is often very serious. It's cute. I've been liking it so far, but you know, Aloy is very, very quippy, and in an era where like PlayStation mascots are kind of getting a lot of crap for not being able to shut up, it's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, cute, I think is the word for it. I
Okay.
really want to see Grub and the kids play it because I think they might have a good time with like seeing all these like weird, funny little jokes that they make. As for the game itself, yeah, like I said, it very much just feels like a Lego game. I think that's maybe the weakest part of it because the writing can be pretty funny. Visually, it looks fantastic. I've been playing the PC version, 4K, 60, ray tracing. It looks phenomenal. If you look around, everything is Lego, which is wild. Everything. Like the ground is the flat, big Lego pieces. The rocks are all like bespoke pieces. It's a stunning game. But then the gameplay is kind of just move Aloy around, climb some cliffs, shoot the bow. It's very simple. So,
Have
but
you
I'm not the target
played-
audience. So maybe kids would like something like that more. I'm kind of curious. For me, I think it's it's just okay. I probably won't even finish the game, but I thought it was an interesting experiment, if nothing else.
Have you played any of the stuff, the Lego Fortnite stuff?
Did we play some of that the last
I think we must have
time?
played. I think we might have played a little bit of it.
Yeah,
but that
I
was
would
like right
say
when it came out.
maybe. I don't remember. I feel like I fired it up at least once because that's like a survival game, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I was really curious, and it just seems like I also haven't played it in a really long time. But like mechanically, how much of that survival stuff feels like it is present in this?
I imagine
Not
very
if any.
little. I imagine very little.
No, when I say simple, I mean literally the buttons are basically jump, shoot, bow, and the interactions with the world are arrow can go through fire to light things on fire,
Cool.
and that's kind of it.
So
I'm
this
only
is
through the
a-
first like little world, so maybe
Yeah.
it gets more.
So this is a full price title, huh? 60 smackaroos.
sure.
60, 70. I don't
Hey,
know.
that's
I
not
think
full
it's
type
40.
price anymore. What are you talking about? That is a budget
Oh,
title.
right.
That's not the full $70.
Yeah,
that
I
hurts
do
my
think
tummy.
it's full price or close to it, which is
Oh, it's 60.
Yeah, maybe it's a little simple for that. I don't know, but again, it's weird to talk about because despite being a Horizon fan, the game isn't for me because they're
Yeah.
trying to get kids in the door with this
For
one,
kids.
so that eventually when they get older, they will buy the other game I played a little bit of, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, which I've also been playing on PC, and that one is Horizon Zero Dawn, but remastered.
Oh,
Wild
okay.
how that works, huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
Did it
not a lot.
again.
Not a lot to say there. Anytime they do that, anytime they, bring a game up to modern standards, I think that's very cool. It's bizarre that that is also full price if you haven't owned it before. That's how they get around things, is by re-upping the MSRP using the guise of a remaster. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. If you've ever wanted to play a game, this is now the definitive edition. So go for it. It's a interesting strategy that they got going on there with the Lego game and then this remaster coming out. I'm curious to see how it all works out.
Yeah, trying to create an entire funnel, but just for one of your franchises is kind of nuts.
It's
Like-
it's an interesting strategy, Sean. But that's not the only PS4 game or game that started out on the PS4
Yeah.
PS4 that you've been playing.
Yeah.
This morning, because Jeff Grubb is out on vacation assignment, we're not having Game S mornings. In place, we're having perhaps one of the best titles of a feature ever, Days Sean, where you are deeking it up. It's Deek Week, baby.
It's the comments are saying that someone literally said it's Deek Week, baby.
Deek week.
Days Gone is a video game that Ben's studio made for the PlayStation 4.
Why is it in
Great.
kilometers?
That's awesome. Thank you so
That's
much,
it.
Sean.
That's what we've learned so far. Check back next week for another Days Gone.
Is she your sister? Is she your wife? I don't know.
Maybe both. I don't know, Jay. It's really weird. Okay, the point of Days Gone is not just to dunk on a game that I don't like. That is definitely not it. Hopefully people didn't get that impression. It's just a funny little fish out of water thing where this is not the type of game I normally play, but a dumb pun is a dumb pun, and if it hits hard enough, we do it at Giant Bomb. So that's why I am playing Days Gone and in full costume and everything. The game part itself honestly does seem fine. The problem is that's so average to me that I don't really think anything of it. You sneak around, avoid the zombies, sometimes shoot the zombies, sometimes shoot the humans, and yeah, I don't know, it's okay.
Well, it's basically called video game the video game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mike, you were saying during the stream, it feels very PS4 just in general, like a lot of the things that are popular then, a lot of the systems and everything. It's not bad. It's just so
Yeah, it's
average.
competent. It's
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like deeply competent. If you were asked to make a AAA video game in
Yeah.
the 2010s,
Yeah.
did they do that?
Totally
Yes.
fine.
Yeah.
The problem with the game, I just can't get into this main
No?
character and the story
What?
and everything that's going on there. Nope.
I looked it up while you were playing. I didn't realize he was also the voice and likeness of the Force Unleashed dude, Starkiller.
That is
Oh,
the artist,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
checks out.
Does
Yeah.
Starkiller kill women, or what's his deal?
Starkiller
Really
kills a
go with
lot of
one.
things.
Well,
right?
you take the Sith path. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah,
'Cause
we started to see a
Deacon-
lot of people bleeding out in the first hour of this game.
A lot of women
Yeah.
bleeding out.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
specifically.
I
I
still
don't
don't know why that second woman was beaten to death by
No, for no
Eon.
reason. That's the thing that is like immediately frustrating to me, is that the game is like, the world sucks, and it's like, yeah, dog.
Yeah.
I-
And that's exactly why this should have just been a Last of Us spin-off or like, a small sequel thing, Miles Morales, or I don't know, even like a full-blown sequel, because it feels like they just had The Last of Us right there and said, we want to do that, but because it's biker
Wow.
culture, it needs to be its own thing, which is just such a wild...
They already named the monsters in Last of Us clickers. They can't rename them
Freakers
freakers.
yeah, very different, very far
Super
removed.
It's very distinct.
It's
They're
insulting
fast.
that Sony used Deek to promote that little indie game they put out this year. I just can't
Yeah.
believe they would
So
sully Deek that way.
infuriating.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
awful.
The
Deek's
sanctity
legacy.
of this franchise.
Well,
God.
anyways, hopefully people had fun with the stream because it is supposed to
I had
just
a
be,
blast.
us just hanging out, shooting the shit while I play a perfectly okay video game. I don't know. I thought it was a fun time. People seem to enjoy it. Hopefully they will while we keep doing it for the rest of this week. I did say during Extra Life I would do a full playthrough. If people want the full playthrough, we can bring it back in the future where there's downtime. But yeah, for the most part, you're getting your
Because you're halfway through the game right now.
Yep, that's exactly where I am.
What's
2
the,
hours.
how
in.
long to beat?
38 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, so maybe not finishing that one anytime soon. But yes, every day this week is the plan. Yes, including tomorrow, since we're recording the Bombcast on Monday.
John, you don't have to do it tomorrow. All right.
But I
Should do it
could.
tomorrow.
We
So
should have
do
done
it
a
tomorrow.
stretch goal where you have to 100% it.
Dan, did you know that if I 100% it, I would automatically be second place at speedrun.com because there's only one
Really?
other person who has done that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Folks, be nice to Sean. If Sean chooses not to do it tomorrow, just listen
Yeah,
to
can
this
y'all tell that
episode
I'm in a
again.
cranky mood this episode? I can't imagine why.
All right, folks, that about does it for video games we have played. A lot of upcoming news and stuff to come out and stuff to talk about as we reach Game of the Year season for ourselves. We're going to take another quick bricky break, and we'll be back with some emails. Oh, thank God. Emails. Bombcast at giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. You can send any type of email you want. If you want to specifically address a member of the crew, you can tell me to do that. I'll forward it to them. If you want to send or advertise your local crystal company, I will politely nod my head and smile as I read the email. Speaking about specific emails for specific people, this came in 2 hours ago, Dan. Please forward this website where you can buy cheese to Dan. The oven-baked cheese is incredible. And then I clicked on the link. Dan, they're having a Black Friday sale on cheese.
Black Friday cheese sale? Shipped?
Shipped?
No.
Yeah.
Is it safe to ship cheese? Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm sure.
Where?
This specific place is Gardner's Wisconsin Cheese.
Okay,
I mean,
if it's from Wisconsin, that's fine.
I'm also like 10 minutes from the border of Wisconsin. I could probably just get over there.
The handoff, you're just gonna go grab it from
Yeah,
the
yeah. It's a baton.
Folks, I'll also put this in the Giant Bomb chat for y'all. Buffalo chicken cheese. I don't know what that means.
Buffalo chicken.
Ooh.
All right. We have another one from that just hit the email box. This is from Rebecca. Hey Jan, can you tell Sean his hair looks great today? Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Sean.
Appreciate that.
There you go. First email of the show. This is too long of a document. Nikki's going to Kansas City. This one comes from Nikki.
No, I think it's from Nikhil.
Nikhil. Okay.
Sign Nikki at the bottom.
Oh, no,
my
not
name-
Snicky.
Oh, wow. This is a live email.
Wow, this is a live email. First of its kind. Hey, everyone. My name is Nikki. First time, long time. I'm going to Kansas City this weekend. Where should I eat? Nikki. Mikey's
Well-
Oh, never mind. That's a different email.
Well, I know emails can't talk back, but if anyone on this call wants to be the voice of the emailer,
I can be
could
the
ask.
voice of the emailer on this
Oh,
one.
okay. All right.
Interesting.
I wonder where this emailer would be staying in Kansas City.
I'm staying. The person is staying in
Uh-huh.
by.
DMing
I
him
mean,
right now.
They're on the just south of the river, near the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
Okay. So near downtown. Okay. Yes. Well, I always say KC Joe's or Joe's KC is my favorite barbecue, and probably just this is my death row meal. You know, this is like last meal, final meal, whatever they call it. You know what I mean? They're about to kill me, and I'm gonna get one more good.
And I gotta
food
eat.
thing.
Oh, no. They're about to kill me, and I gotta eat.
Yeah, all right, you got it. All right. So this is something I realized because like there are actual Joe's KC locations. There's one in KCK. There's one in the suburbs. There's a couple in the suburbs, but I didn't know there were any downtown. But there is a place in the Power and Light District, which is like the big tourist area with a bunch of bars. It's where everyone goes to watch Chiefs games and stuff like that. And when I was staying there for the Extra Life Ignite thing this summer, I found a place called the County Road Ice House, which is there, and they just straight up serve Joe's KC. They have a deal with them where like all of it, the burn-ins, all that, the Z-Man, all that stuff. So I wonder if this emailer, if they would prefer burnt ends or like a really good signature like sandwich with fried onion rings and stuff like that.
Porque lo nos dos, I guess, is kind of what the caller or the emailer is letting me know.
I would say the burn ends are my favorite. That is the death meal, electrocution meal thing, where I'm about to die and they give me one more meal.
Okay.
Are you following? Or is everyone following that?
So,
Okay.
So you're gonna. So hold on. I just need to understand. So you're about to die.
I've done a horrible crime and I'm going to be put to death for it.
And
But
they're
they
letting
give
you
you
eat
one
whatever
last
you
little
want.
treat.
And they say, I don't know if they actually do this for shoot, but if they're like, you name anything on the planet, and I say, like, get me some burn-ins and fries from KC Joe's. And that's the thing is I get this stuff shipped all the time for the meat. But the fries are also some of the best fries I've ever had. So you get to actually have it at the location. So you get the fries, you dip it in the barbecue sauce. Just douse everything in the barbecue sauce like crazy. That's a big part of it. So just take the squeeze bottle. They got the spicy one. The spicy one's good, but the original is the best. And just soak everything on that plate in that barbecue sauce. Get the fries. It's incredible.
Great.
At the County Road Ice House. So don't look for Joe's KC. You're not going to find
Yeah.
it. The County Road Ice House has their stuff.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope the emailer enjoys
says
that.
Thank you.
And I would like to hear from the emailer on their thoughts on it.
Absolutely.
I also want to go to Kansas City.
It's gotten better since
Come
I
with me
moved
this
away.
weekend.
Yeah.
All right, next email comes from Eddie in Canada. They write in, "Hi, bombshells." Oh, wait.
Oh.
Hi, bombshells. As a true gamer, I still enjoy partaking in nacho cheese Doritos. However, now every time I eat them, I say to myself, "Nacho cheese, bitch," because of the Menotti gamer app. This is a reference that nobody else in my life will understand. It's just something I say for myself. What's something in your life that is a self-inside joke that nobody else will understand, and it's just for you? Stay cheesy, Eddie from Canada.
My friend's older brother made a lot of like home movies. We were like teenagers, and I wasn't in them, but I would watch them. And at one point, the one character says to the other one something like, your sister gave me a dump truck last night. And then the other guy goes, a dump truck? Oh, excuse me? And we would say "faux excuse me" to each other all the time and still do. But nobody else knows what "faux excuse me" means. We made Derek Jeter say it. Not Derek Jeter. What's that guy from Drew Carey show?
Hold the fucking phone.
No.
We made Derek Jeter say it. Hold on. The guy from the Drew Carey show. Which guy could you possibly
Ryan
mean?
Stiles?
No, the other one. Daedric Bader. You understand. It's kind of similar. Daedric Bader. Thank you, chat. It's close. It's close. Daedric Bader. We made Daedric Bader say, "Oh, excuse me," one time. He had a terrible delivery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he seemed very confused. They tried to get Buscemi to say it, too. He was at the same conference. His publicist did not let him say, "Oh, excuse me."
Daedric Bader. Wow. I hope Daedric Bader gets a little bit of a spike on his IMDb today.
There you go. But he's on something. I was at a bar last night or on Saturday night, and he was on TV on some new show or something. I don't know what it was. He's getting work. Good for him.
Good.
I got one that if you ever, I'm sure back in the day we said it several times on like Game of the Years and stuff and never explained it. But if you ever heard, I know Abby did it a lot and Benny might have. It's get in there, said that. It's from a thing. It's from a pilot that was sent to me 10 years ago, probably, from a friend of mine that works in TV, and it never aired. It's Mark Proksch. He was on The Office and What We Do in the Shadows, kind of the bald guy. He was the yo-yo master guy that would fuck with local news and stuff. That guy. He did a pilot called Good Morning Tri-State, which is an incredible premise where he's got like a morning show in the tri-state area, but he's the only one that knows it's a bit. So he brings all these people on, animal experts and cooking segment people and co-hosts, and they think they're on an actual morning show, and he's being a real weirdo about everything. And there was a cooking segment where as they pour the wine into the cooking stuff, he's just like, get in there. And I'm looking, it's on YouTube now. I don't know. I never showed it before because it was a friend just sent to me as like a locked Vimeo thing. The whole episode is fucking awesome. It's got like 800 views on YouTube. I just linked to the chat. I would highly recommend people watch this. It's 19 minutes long. And just keep in mind that the main host is the only one that knows this is a bit. It's very, very good.
Back at Mythbusters, since the parent production company was Australian, we'd get a lot of Australian memes sometimes. So one of the producers is just dying as she's looking at her phone, and then me and the camera team look what's up. And it's just a clip of like the oldest man possible, and I think the local news is interviewing him, and then he's just going, "What a joker!" And then for the longest time, anytime someone would be a little silly, I would just say that to myself, "What a joker!"
That Harley Quinn voice.
It's really good.
Any other self-inside jokes, friends?
I got nothing that'll top Derek Jeter.
Yeah, no, Derek Jeter's number one for me.
Mike, that reminded me of when Kayla saw Artie Lang at the Comedy Cellar when she visited me in New York, and she told my mom that she saw Al Pacino do stand-up.
Okay, come
That's on that level.
Look, I knew it was wrong in my defense.
All right,
I
Kayla
knew
does
it
not.
wasn't actually
Kayla
the
actually
baseball
thought she saw
player.
Al Pacino do a stand-up set.
That would bang though.
That would be amazing.
It's good that Grub isn't here because the next email subject reads, "I have eaten Pikmin."
Oh,
Gross.
I was listening to last week's
Call the
episode,
cops.
and I was reminded that on the way back from the first annual Midwest Mix Fest in Minneapolis, we stopped into Kura Sushi in Mall of America, where they're serving special Pikmin branded foods, where I had the red Pikmin crunchy roll, a sushi roll topped with red breadcrumbs as to simulate hundreds of Pikmin being upon it. It was delicious, but the implications made me feel like a monster. If you could eat a food based around any game or character of your choice, what would it be? Thanks, guys. Love to hear the podcast every week.
Snake eater snake?
You would want to
Naturally.
eat the snake eater snake.
Well, but like the Pikmin one, it'd be like a cake that looks like a snake or something, you know?
But they have those giant candy snakes, and I find that disgusting.
I don't need that
Gummy
much
snakes.
gummy.
Yeah,
That's too much gummy.
Yeah.
maybe a boring answer, but I really want to eat some of that photorealistic food that they have in games like Final Fantasy 15 and like
Yeah.
Monster Hunter and stuff like that.
I would like to eat the steak from that new Mario Party mini game a lot. It looks very
Oh,
good.
that looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the,
like
Steak.
that.
the orange or whatever in Paper Mario that was weirdly high resolution and detailed. Like,
Yeah.
anytime they put super photorealistic food in something, I'm like,
The
damn, that looks good.
Dragon's Dogma steak from earlier
Yeah.
this year.
Well, that was just a real
Oh.
steak.
Real
That,
meat.
but that looked awesome. Yeah.
Any hot dog in a video game, I'd like to eat that in real life.
Naturally.
They just look so good.
Yeah.
All right. We got since Travis has been banned from the emails, we have a lot of people coming for the multi-question throne here, and we got a couple Cooper Q's. Hey, folks, what's a game/genre mashup that you'd be interested in seeing? First-person immersive sim, Metal Gear Solid, City Builder God, Animal Crossing, Hitman-style stealth puzzle game version of Assassin's Creed with each level being a different time period and setting.
Said it before, say it again. Car combat, PUBG.
Yeah.
Car combat
Yeah.
battle royale. Like Twisted
Yeah.
Metal on an island.
Oh.
Would rule.
Sure. You know, it's kind of already in Fortnite, right?
Oh, the Mad Max stuff?
No, just Fortnite.
You can just do it with cars?
Well, you can do anything with just cars.
Is it good?
They got helicopters in it again.
Ooh,
Maybe I'll
that's
try
like
that.
a flying car.
It's true.
I feel like
Um,
we could do more rhythm-based games with other games.
Mega Man
Yeah.
rhythm game. Mega Man rhythm game. Yes,
Ooh.
Mega Man rhythm game.
Okay.
Oh, Hi-Fi Rush, but it's just a rhythm game spin-off. Why not?
Hi-Fi
yeah.
Rush, but it's Mega Man.
Hi-Fi
what
Rush,
is
but
Mega
it's
Man?
good.
Oh,
What
Okay.
the hell does that
is-
mean?
That's right. Oh, he knew he got
What
it.
the hell does that mean?
That is just insane. Oh.
No, we are not stopping there. Go on, Dan. Explain yourself.
When I play an action game, I like to control when I get to attack enemies. I don't need
Oh.
to
He has
be
no
going
sense
to
of
the
rhythm.
beat.
Dan's
no
white
rhythm.
as hell. He has no rhythm. I forgot.
Oh, that's entirely true. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I like
see,
rhythm
that's
games,
fair.
but I like to play rhythm games when I want to play rhythm games. If I want to play an action game, I'm playing an action game.
Yeah, you suck, and therefore you don't like it. We get it, Dan. It's okay.
I like freedom to play games the way I want to, not to a beat.
I've
brother.
seen Dan play a dance game on an arcade once, and it looked like he was hitting the beat. We were both confused as that play, though, so,
Yeah.
up to the
Okay.
jury. Another question from Coop here. Licensed games are a dime a dozen, but not very many of them come from books. There's some high-profile games adapted from books, such as anything based off of Journey to the West, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Witcher series, Stalker/Metro, adapting Roadside Panic, but most adaptations come from movies, comics, or shows. Even a lot of those only came about because of film adaptations first. What book would you want turned into a game?
Out of the
Catcher
Dust
in
by
the
Karen
Rye.
Hess.
Sorry.
Okay, one at a time.
Sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Out of the
Go
Dust
ahead.
by Karen Hess. It's a book about a stupid kid living in the fucking Dust Bowl, and her life sucks, and it's boring and it's awful. But this, in my video game, you're a 13-year-old girl and your life sucks, and you live in the Dust Bowl and you don't really do anything. And then I think like your brother dies and you have to bury him in the backyard.
Oh,
Does that sound cool?
yeah.
Can I have
fun.
money?
All right, I'll work on it. Thank you.
Thanks. Hell yeah. Funded.
What if they turned Thomas More's book Utopia into a video game? Like maybe an RPG or something? You think that would
Okay.
fly?
No,
I think that might be pretty good.
let's take another stab at the Bible, huh?
Ooh.
Let's take another stab at the Bible.
Why? No, we are joking. But
Speak for yourself.
how has there not been? There is so much money in the Christian grift business.
Yeah.
Right. How has there not been a AAA Bible game yet?
There was an
been
NES
a-
game, Bible Adventures, and I don't think
The,
anyone really played it.
So, like I said, why hasn't there been a AAA
Yeah.
The guy
Bible
that
game?
made
Like the
Five
Passion of the
Nights.
Christ of games.
This
Yes,
existed, right?
exactly, Dan. The Passion
So
of
much
the
of the-
Christ of games.
Yeah.
How much of the audience for that is like very old people and they're just not going to play video games?
That's
you
true,
never
too.
know. You never
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna
Maybe-
say they did the Bible game on the PlayStation 2, if you remember, developed by Mass Media and published by Crave Entertainment, everyone's favorite.
Christ would be so over if they added him to Fortnite.
What about? Okay, hear me out here, and I don't mean to step on any
That's the-
religious
that's the
toes
play.
here. Instead of Candy Crush, Candy Christ.
Candy Christ.
I bet
That's
there's
good.
mobile Jesus
Wait,
games.
okay, no. Hold the phone. I never knew this about this game. This changes everything. The Bible game is a Mario Party clone?
No.
Damn.
Wait, really?
What?
Wait,
It's a mini game
Bible
based
Party
game at
Party?
the very least. I don't know if it's Mario Party or if it's like Pokemon Stadium style, but yeah, this looks like a series of mini games.
Oh,
God.
What are you all doing
Oh.
Friday?
Yeah. God.
Hop in that Parsec, that's what I'm doing, Dan.
Its reviews are not good. Although
Really?
it's got a 60 on Xbox. Not bad actually.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, these are mini games. Okay, Testament trivia. Okay. Here's the screenshot I see of Testament trivia. Who did the Egyptians say was fighting for the Israelites as they crossed through the Red Sea? The correct answer is B, the Lord. Is the answer
yeah.
always the Lord?
It's probably going to be
A lot
always
of them.
the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there trick ones where it's like the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, because that's all
Yeah,
the Lord,
pick the right
the Son of
one.
God, Jesus Christ?
Speedrun.com, the Bible game.
Wow.
Look at the host.
14
fucker.
minutes.
I need to ask this question again, but do you think I'd get in trouble if I started like a fake offshoot Christianity like grift online?
No.
Yes.
You just want to start a cult?
What? No, but I'm talking about like, what if I become the priest of Patreon?
No, it's good. I think
Is
you
that
should
not a
do
gimmick
it.
already?
I don't know.
What's stopping you?
Like, what
Like
if I
someone
just
has
like
to.
bless people online? You give $5 a month. I'm like, hey, Elaine, I hope here's your blessing.
Worse people
Huzzah.
than you are doing worse under the guise of Christianity, you know?
I mean, I don't want to
So-
do that. I don't want to do a grift. I think we just start like a fun, nice, but benevolent cult. I think that's what we
could do that.
Uh-huh.
Like no one
Cults
gets.
have to have some kind of, even if it's bad, they have to
Yeah,
have a spiritual
Dan,
element
Lego
that you're just not.
Horizon taught
can't
me that
possibly offer.
cultists go too far.
But what if we didn't? What if we went
Yeah.
the right
And it's
amount
just a
for
club.
a cult?
It's not a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, then
No,
yeah,
no,
we
no,
just
no,
call
no,
it
we
a
gotta
club.
say
That'd be
no.
better.
No, no,
When
no.
we
Yeah.
go too far in a safe and tame way.
Yeah,
But I still want to get rich.
like
Yes,
oh
yes,
no,
yes, yes, of course.
we have too much orange soda. There's nothing bad
Exactly.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
or like we pour too much orange soda in the Chicago River
Isn't
or
that
something.
isn't that like just being a CEO or something?
about that.
Like,
Yeah,
We could be like pranksters and stuff, but like not any harm. meant.
benevolent prank.
Yeah, benevolent. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I think we
on,
could do it.
That TV
All right,
show.
all right. Well, that's all the convincing I need,
Yeah,
folks.
very productive.
I'm gonna drop some links later. Cooper has a couple more questions, but I'll read two of them. What's the best game with the worst pacing?
Oh.
Probably Final Fantasy 14. I like that game a lot, but a lot of times it is actually just kind of watching people talk to each other without much animation.
Oh.
Paper Mario Origami King, because the
Oh,
part of the
yeah.
game where the game is fun, you have to stop doing to play the video game, which isn't fun.
I've been watching Kale play Metal Gear Solid 4, and that third act in particular, where it's like this atrocious stealth segment that takes way too long, followed by very cool but very long cutscene. Like that
Yeah.
pacing's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know I just said this the other day to like Rob and Mike. I cannot remember what the game is, but if I think of it, I'll come back to it. Just a really good game with awful pacing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
oh God, now I can. It's almost on the tip of my tongue now.
Right.
Fred.
I'll bring it up if it comes back to me.
All right. And last question from Cooper here. Which do you prefer? Perfect parry into a stagger/opening or perfect dodge into a slowdown?
Which time? Every time. Which time?
I think I'm a parry pal. Actually, I think parrying, especially the knife parry in Resident Evil 4. Yeah.
Well,
That's good.
Uh,
That's good.
Although it's weird because I never do parry builds in Souls like. Though I like parrying. I guess I'll get a taste for that when I eventually do Sekiro.
Yeah, I think perfect dodge because of the spectacle that you usually get after
Sure.
a
Yeah.
perfect dodge. Just the game going slow mo, you get some cool sound effects and stuff. That's usually better. Obviously, fighting games don't necessarily have a perfect dodge most of the time, but that's where parrying I think is a little bit more hype.
Isn't it so nuts that they put a perfect dodge in Zelda?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
mechanically, it is
Feels
so
good.
wide. It
It's
feels
so
great,
Yeah.
but it is nuts that they were like, oh, I'll just put a
Like-
fucking perfect dodge in this.
Yeah, like everything else in those games, it just feels good.
Yeah.
You in I forget which Pac-Man game it was, the one that came out on 360. You know when you narrowly
Championship
avoid
Edition?
yes.
Championship Edition. Yeah, I was just playing this like a couple weeks ago. When you like the ghost is about to hit
Yeah.
you, like,
I was just playing it on your TV the other day.
oh
Dan.
yeah,
That's
it's
what-
good.
Yeah.
God, what a good that kind of counts as a dodge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
A
good.
narrow
the
avoidance.
slowdown,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, next email is about fries. Hi, Bombcast crew. Chatting about fries recently got me thinking of one of the best dirty fries I make for my wife when it's a special occasion. Fajita fries. I make all the toppings of fajitas like normal, then load them onto some freshly deep fried fries. Topped with guacamole, jalapenos, sour cream, pink pickled onions, and cheese. They're absolutely filthy. What's your favorite dirty fries to go to? Longtime listeners since the Surmstrom days. Absolutely love all of you. Heart emoji, heart emoji. Aaron from Brisbane, Australia.
Now, poutine counts as a kind of dirty fry, right?
Yes.
Why not?
What about fries in a burrito?
No,
now
that's
that's
different.
that's
That's fries as an ingredient.
It's delicious, but I do think it is different.
Different
I think
thing, okay.
fries has to be the delivery mechanism for the stuff on top
I see.
of it.
Yeah.
I do love just like the classic cheese fries where you get God Longhorn used to have very good cheese fries, so they probably still do. I just can't eat it anymore. I'll probably just explode. But because you had the fries and they had the cheese sauce and the shredded cheese and just a ton of bacon, and you would just get ranch and dip it in that also, and boy, that's good.
I'm a dipper. I don't like. I'm like that way with
prefer
chips
dip.
and nachos too. I don't want shit on top of my fries or nachos. I want to control exactly how much of what I'm putting on it. You know?
I get
Get
that 'cause
soggy.
they,
For sure.
yeah, they get soggy. Exactly.
Yep.
Like anytime I would go for this, like chili cheese fries, just
Sure.
simple but good. But even then, yeah, like cheese on the side gives you a little bit more choice. But anytime, you
There-
do like carne asada fries, or anytime that it's just like nachos, but you're replacing the nachos with fries. Those are good too.
I will say I do enjoy when like you order nachos and you get them to go because you can't finish them and they get all coagulated and stick together. Oh,
Yeah, and it's one little
Can be
thing.
good.
It's like that
Nacho
Saving
brick.
Silverman bit, right? We've all seen Saving Silverman, right? Okay.
There's this
Whenever I
place
get
in
nachos, I always get one chip and put it in the dip right away. And I eat that one way later because it does get like that real kind of like super
Soft,
saturated, kind of
yeah.
soggy texture. I kind of like that on the tortilla chips.
There's a place in Providence called Frisky Fries downtown. That is just it's a fries establishment and they put stuff on the fries and they had a pulled pork one that was a go-to when I was drunk walking through downtown Providence. They also had a sweet one. It was like cinnamon sugar and then they would put whipped cream on it and I didn't really fuck with that one because conceptually it scared me.
that sounds too heavy.
But yeah.
All right. I want to give a special shout out to all the emailers. We got an obscene amount of emails this week compared to normally, and just as many newsletters. Last 2 emails of the show. Hey, Bomb Duders. After hearing that none of you guys had tattoos, I had to finally email you to send a picture of the GB tattoo I got on my calf.
What are you talking about?
Very crucially here, Jan did not include the picture of said tattoo.
Oh, okay. All right. let me
That could be
go.
anything, Nikki.
Nikki, go explain some tattoos then.
Okay, so I have this one, which is just some water, and then I have it's on my left arm, and it goes from like my lower bicep to the upper part of my forearm, and then on the other hand, I have a squiggle portal situation that goes from the middle of my forearm, and then it wraps around my wrist onto the top of my hand. And then I have this one, which is just some. You can't see it if you're watching the video, but you know what? If you're at home and listening, you can't see it either. It's just some dots. There they are. It's just some colored dots.
Simon continues on. This was my first tattoo, and I couldn't think of what to get. Parentheses. I got a voucher for Christmas, then forgot about it until near the time. So decided to get something near and dear to me. Almost everyone I've shown it to has no clue what it means. What it is meant to be, which makes it even better for me. Question: if you guys were to get a tattoo that means something to you, but if you showed it to almost anyone else, they wouldn't know what it was, what would it be? Keep up the good work. Simon from Aberdeen, Scotland. P.S. Please don't sue me for copyright infringement. And then now I've included...
Too late, buddy.
Can we
picture.
send a cease and desist for a tattoo?
For human
For the
body. I think
leg?
so.
Pretty funny.
Tattoo.
Can we repossess another person's leg?
Just
Solid
that chunk on the
tattoo.
calf.
It is the what would you say, like mid-era giant bomb
The
logo?
bomby
The smiling
is
dude.
what we've
Yeah,
called this
bomb.
one.
I'd say that's a late 2010s. Yeah.
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 This is the Dane Hour redesign of the bomb.
Yep. I like that one.
Yeah. My favorite version of the bomb. I like that one.
I would get a brown coffee cup to commemorate my time as a little hoodlum at the coffee shop I used to work at.
Yeah.
People know broadly what this means, but I've always said for a very long time, I've told my friends this for years and years and years. If I ever got a high-ranking job at Nintendo, I would get a faint Triforce on the back of my left hand.
Oh,
What
match Link.
does that mean?
Because Link has the Triforce on the back of his
Triforce.
left hand.
Who's Link?
The princess you save in those Zelda games.
Oh, in the Zelda games. Got it.
yes.
I said before, but Spaceship Earth in Epcot, aka the big golf ball, has a logo that I like a lot. If I ever got a tattoo, it would be that, and most people.
Your
will
whole
not
back,
know what
right?
it is. No.
Yeah, shoulder blade to shoulder
Probably
blade.
just like back of the arm.
What if Mike got a Yakuza back tattoo, but
Yeah.
it's just Disney references?
You would not see it through the hair. I'll just tell you right now.
that's what
It'd be a
that's what
terrible
the name
photo.
Oh
is
my
for,
God!
my
They would have to
friends.
shave off all that hair first to tattoo you.
Yeah, it would not be.
Well,
good
it
time
will
for
include some
anybody.
laser in with the tattoo payment, Mike.
I remember someone asked me this probably on a podcast like 12 plus years ago, like what I would get if I got something. And we're like, I can't think of what I would do. Like maybe like a sleeve of the American flag. And imagine I did that. And now looking with a giant beard, bald guy with a big American flag sleeve, how that would read upon meeting me. Like how much
Yeah.
work I would have to do to be like, no.
Not
You
enough.
don't understand. It's a Rocky thing.
Yeah, it's like Rocky 4 a lot. Like, just that would not go great. So, it's glad
Come
I
a
did not
long
get
way,
tattoo.
Dan. You know that.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Tattoos are almost gotten in Germany. It's good that we didn't come across another tattoo place. Last email comes from Brett. That's right. We would have made both if you get them too. Brad from Minneapolis writes in, and Brad is emailing about leveling up in real life. Hey, duders, have you ever noticed how leveling up in video games is the complete opposite of leveling up in real life? If games were like real life, you leveled up, you'd have things like new pain unlocked, randomly take 10 HP of damage throughout the day, or limp unlocked, minus 15% to movement speed. What level up abilities would you add to games that's trying to be like real life? Brad from Minneapolis. You would just be like a debuff of like depression, and sometimes you just
I was
can't
gonna.
move.
Yeah.
I immediately went to depression.
Yeah, how
like
do we
you
gamify
can't
depression?
move for the next hour.
I think it would be cool if stuff like left your quest log for a little bit. Like as like you
Yeah.
you receive a quest, and then it shows up in your thing, and then it immediately goes away.
New perk
and then you're like,
ADHD.
fuck.
The UI randomly shuffles sometimes.
But you got to go
What is
back
this,
to
the
a
Jeff
different
Grubb
room.
simulator?
Oh, that's good. Say on the same tip as Nikki's forgetting the objective, you forget a key item of whether or not you grabbed it and picked it up, and you're just
Yeah.
like checking your pockets and your inventory of like, oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it?
Or you have the item and there's no description because you don't remember the description. So
Yeah.
you're in possession of the thing and you're like, okay, so this is green orb, but I do not remember what green orb is for.
Get like inventory upgrades, so there's just more space to put stuff.
Oh, that'd
Be
be
good.
great. I wish I could go to my mom's house and sleep the day if I'm not feeling it, and then everything would be fine the next day.
Yeah,
Right.
it'd be great. Everything's better.
Yeah.
Ham Sorrow in chat. Everyone's name text bubble says question mark, question mark, question mark 5 seconds after they introduce
Oh,
themselves.
that one's
It's
too
absolutely perfect.
That one's
like
too
it
real
shows up
perfect.
for 2 text boxes and then it goes away.
Oh, I'm not
Yes.
looking forward to the Game Awards. All the people whose names I should know, but just
Oh,
don't.
you know the trick? You know the trick?
You
you know
say
the trick
if you
for
don't
this?
say "nice to meet you," you say "it's good to see you."
That is
I know
correct.
trick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the trick that Ben Hansen taught me about remembering names?
No.
Oh, no, please.
So, okay, this is a very Ben Hansen thing. But let's say you meet someone. Okay, you need to imagine a celebrity with the same first name, and they are carrying this
Oh, I
person you're meeting
remember
on
this.
their shoulders. So let's say I meet someone named Chris. I have to mentally picture that person riding on like Chris Kattan's shoulders, like he's a dinosaur, you know,
That
or a
is
horse.
so wild. You said Chris, and you went to Chris Kattan.
That's the first Chris I would. Is there a more
That's the
famous
first
Chris?
Chris
you
Evans.
know.
What's the more famous Chris?
Chris Pratt, Chris
Prime.
Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Chris Rock. I don't know.
Okay, Chris Rock.
Klein.
Yes, the others I couldn't point him out in a police lineup.
You could, Chris
But
Pine.
Pratt I could. Pratt I
man.
could. Hemsworth I've probably seen in something. But Pratt I could picture. But Catan, you know, it's Mr. Papers. Come on, he's the biggest star in the world.
That
Monkey Bone.
No.
it
The
sounds
bad
so
guy
wild.
from Undercover Brother.
It's so wild when you described it, but that basically is like the visual equivalent of a mnemonic device. So I
Sure.
kind of get it. Just like giving yourself something ridiculous to remember, so that you'll remember the small
Yeah.
detail as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Sean, yeah, you'd be on Shawn Michaels.
Naturally.
Yeah.
What would I be on?
Yeah, how many of these are going to be wrestling? That's what I want to know.
Let's see. Mike, are you on with Mike or Mitch?
I'll go with Mitch. Now I want to know what you're going to come up
Mitch
with.
Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg.
You don't know
I was
any
gonna say
other.
McConnell.
That's the first Mitch I think of. Mitch McConnell, Mitch Hedberg. They're interchangeable.
Is there a famous Jan? Isn't our Jan already
Jan
the
Hooks.
most?
Remember Jan
Our
Hooks
Jan's the
from
most
SNL?
famous Jan. Jan Hooks.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Oh, all right. Nikki.
I could just be on my
Glazer.
own.
Gosh.
Nikki
Oh.
Glazer.
Gosh.
That's true.
I saw Nikki Glazer in an episode of Beat Bobby Flay. I was like, hey.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
Did she win?
Did they beat Bobby Flay?
No, she was a judge.
Okay.
Damn.
Uh,
Hey, Jan, do you
The
think you could beat
judges
Bobby
usually
Flay?
conspire against Bobby Flay, though.
All right, folks. That about does it for emails. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. This is going to be an interesting week. So no Game Mess mornings because Grub is out on vacation. I will be out on assignment. And, we're getting close to Game of the Year and the Game Awards, folks. So there's a lot of meetings coming up all the time. All the time. But hey, GB at night, we're doing one night the week of the Game Awards, I believe the night before the Game Awards. Also look forward to some stuff around the actual Game Awards. I don't know if we've announced that yet.
At some point, we're supposed to announce that, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I
when
think
can
we
we
can
Talk
now.
about it eventually.
Yeah, we'll
figure
talk
it out.
about it eventually. But for the rest of this week, Sean, you are undertaking the gigantic task of playing through Days Sean. There's going to be some other stuff. There's going to be a dump truck of sorts this week, maybe a D-Light club. Folks, probably no BCR just because it's a lot of work for the team as is. But things will be popping off this
Well,
week.
I'd imagine we'll cook up something for a UPF. Just whatever hell we want to play. We could
Just
do
Call of
that,
Duty
right?
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just blops
fire
it.
up Call of Duty. Maybe
Whoever's
that's when we play
available.
zombies. I don't know, because we'll play 4 of us. So
Yeah. And what did we learn today? We learned that, Jesus fucking Christ, things are busy over here. And I got to go pack because I've yet to pack. I don't know where my passport is either. Oh,
Okay.
shucks.
boy.
You don't need that.
I got to do my key.
I'll just say I'm good for it. At
Yeah,
the
they
TSA
love
line.
that.
They
Chill,
love that.
Chill. Folks, that does it. Thank you for joining us for a special Monday edition of the Giant Bombcast. They have been Nikki, he's been Sean, he's been Mike, he's been Dan, I've been Jan, and you at home have been doing great. Go drink some water. Go breathe some fresh air. Go, I don't know, look up the Cinnamon Challenge videos from 2014 and laugh at what a different time it was in the world when we didn't really have to worry as much, but we should be worrying. Folks, go check in on loved ones. I don't know. Do that. Or check in on yourself. We'll see you next week. I love you. Bye. Also, next week's going to be weird because of Thanksgiving week here in the States. We'll probably have a Bombcast. We might even have a Blight Club since I think Grub is back next week. But we'll see ya. Goodbye.